Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to episode 81. And after some technical difficulties, we are back, and I can reintroduce everybody. We have here with me again Jimmy D. We have Zach, Mr. Daily Beating, and we have Gary Day, still the bringer of the day. Thank you all for joining me.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
I guess I gave too much there. I was like, oh, awkward pause. No, I appreciate you guys coming on here. I'm looking forward to talking about the Switch 2 now that it's 6 months in. But before we do that, let's just talk about a couple random things. First off, Game Awards next week. You guys excited?
No.
Always.
Just kidding. I'm kidding. Of course we're excited.
Yeah. Well, that's good. What did you guys
talk a lot of trash, but even I'm pretty excited to watch it.
James,
so
I've come to realize that you don't know how not to talk trash about things. You come in with negativity spewing about so much. Specifically the Game Awards and PlayStation related things, but
whatever.
Well, what did you guys think about the nominations? Like Game of the Year. What did you guys think? So, for reference, in case you guys don't have it pulled up, the nominations were Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, which seemed obvious that was going to be on there to me. Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight, Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So every year I kind of try to do my best to guess what some of the Game of the Year nominees are going to be. And I feel like I was very off this year.
Really?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I did not expect Death Stranding. And
it's the Kojima show. Come on.
I know. That's once I saw it, I was like, well, there you go. That makes sense.
Jeff's gotta hype up his boyfriend. Come on, man. That's just what he's gonna do.
They're homies, man.
It could have had like a 30 on Metacritic, and it would have been nominated for Game of the Year.
Well,
yeah.
I haven't played it. I still haven't played Death Stranding 1. But I mean, it did look impressive. But it's hard sometimes when it comes to Game of the Year stuff. It's hard for me when the talk comes and goes quickly, and the game wasn't talked about for long after it was released. And that's kind of what I felt about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I forgot the game even came out this year, but I've never played, I assume, the first one, and I didn't play this one either. I don't even really know much about them. But apparently it's loved. It must be a really liked game to be nominated for Game of the Year.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a pretty cool medieval simulation RPG sort of game, and instead of it being fantasy based, it's all very they try to get as historical fiction as close as they possibly can with that, and along with just good character writing and good way that they do side quests and stuff like that. It's a pretty decent Western RPG. I'm sad that I haven't actually spent time to play it because I know it continues off from the first game, so probably what kept some people from initially playing it, because it is a continuation of the original story from the first one. But yeah, from what I heard, it was pretty good. I'm just happy it got nominated, because I think, kind of like what you said, Chris, a lot of people may have forgotten it even released.
Yeah, and it was an early in the year game too, so I appreciate that, because a lot of times when a game comes out in January, February, or I guess for the Game Awards December, I feel like they get forgotten by the time the award show comes around. So it's nice to see that it still got nominated. No Indiana Jones though. Sorry, James.
I was just gonna say, man, it didn't come out in after January or before November, whatever 15th of the prior year was Indiana Jones, and it got slept on hard, man. I mean, I'm sure it got recognized in some award in this, but I'm not sure which one.
It's always tough though.
Yeah.
It was such a good game, man. I feel like if it would have come out before that date or after January, it would have been recognized more. I don't know. I really do.
That's what it
makes me sad.
It's what they get for coming out in December.
Yeah.
We y'all talk about Kingdom Come. So 5 of the 6 nominees I felt were pretty good chances. Kingdom Come was the one I wasn't necessarily expecting, because like y'all said, I feel like it hasn't been in the zeitgeist for a while. But I was listening to some people talk about it, and apparently Kingdom Come's super big internationally, and this is an internationally nominated show.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it could just be huge in places we're not, looped in on.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah, that very well is probably what it is. Not that there aren't probably a lot of people here that played it too, but I just feel
Oh, yeah,
like
for sure.
I listen to a decent amount of podcasts, I watch a decent amount of YouTube, and like I didn't hear anybody talk about it. So I was like, I was surprised. But that makes more sense that it might be a bigger, like you said, bigger around the world. But I do hope this has made me more interested in it and kind of makes me want to go and play the first game. Which that's what's nice about these awards is, if nothing else, a lot of times they bring attention to games that maybe didn't get much otherwise. Which is nice. But yeah, Silk Song was kind of like right there with Clair Obscur. I felt like it was a no-brainer. It was going to be on there. And Hades 2 kind of made sense to me as well. Donkey Kong was the other, like, I wasn't sure that it would make it, but when I saw it, I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
It
Hades
was
2 is a funny one because, oh, go ahead.
no, that's all right. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Hades 2 is a funny one because it came out in early access like over a year ago.
Yeah.
So everyone just kind of knew, like, whenever they hit the go button on 1.0, it's just going to, like, jump into the nominations because that game was getting, like, 9s and 10s in early access in, like, 2024. So
That's
it's
kind
a
of
matter
funny.
of time for that game to actually.
That does raise the question then, like, how do they decide how this all works? If it was released in early access and was able to get reviewed in 2024, was it really a 2025 release? I don't know. I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, it all
They
depends on
sure
what
said
people
so.
nominate, I guess. Yeah.
But I know it was much anticipated and it's very beloved. So, any other categories you guys felt were were spot on, were crazy? Do you think that they missed something in? Maybe like best score in music.
Man, I got a beef to pick again, and I didn't even know it until like 10 minutes ago. I wish you guys wouldn't have told me. I don't like to be angry about the Game Awards, but apparently Mario Kart World was slept on. I don't know what it got snubbed in favor of, but man, like I would, having played a lot of Clair Obscur and knowing that's probably the favorite to win OST, like I would say this should be a close. Like it's so good. It's like all the bangers from all the Mario universe basically, and they're all so good. Some are jazz, some are.
I love the
classical
jazz, man. The jazz is so good.
It's good. It's so good. I even. Oh, actually, I should. If we're talking pickups later, I'll bring something out. But I recently got a. Well, I'm not talking pickups yet. But anyways, the music's so good.
It did have good music. I do. So these nominees were basically the same as the Game of the Year, but they subbed out Kingdom Come with a game I thought was going to be on the Game of the Year list, which is Ghost of Yote, and that game has a fantastic soundtrack. The lo-fi, yeah, it's so good. So I'm not surprised it's on there. I mean, I like it better than Mario Kart, but I love Mario Kart. But Mario Kart's more nostalgia. But I don't know. I haven't played Hades and I haven't played Death Stranding, so I don't know how it compares to those two. And I haven't played Clair Obscur either, but I've heard some of the music and it is good.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's crazy actually.
Yeah, there's like so many different categories that Clair Obscur just got nominated for. I mean, broke the record that was previously held by Baldur's Gate 3 in terms of how many nominations at a single game award one game can have. It's like 12 or 13 across all the different categories. And the unfortunate thing, and this is kind of the sentiment I think most people in the gaming community have right now, is like it's almost unfair. Like the level that this game has like come in at feels a little unfair just because of how good everything ended up being. I will say on the music side of things, I'm gonna have to side with a little bit more with James there. I feel like I could be without Ghost of Yote in that nomination spot and give Mario Kart put in there. I think music-wise, there's just more variety and there's more interesting stuff in it. Like Ghost of Yote is great, but it sounds too much like, I don't know, there's not really a certain track in the game as I've been playing it recently that has really grabbed me like the first game did.
Did you get to the point where you can listen to the lo-fi versions of the songs?
I haven't turned on the lo-fi at all.
It makes a difference. Like
I'm sure it does.
The soundtrack itself is great, but the what they did with the lo-fi is like it's super good. Like
it's the only way I play. It's
yeah,
the only way
it changed like the experience of the game almost.
Mm-hmm.
It made it even more of a when you're exploring at least, it made it even more of a relaxing experience for sure.
Yeah, that's the Watanabe mode, right? The Ken Watanabe mode or
Yeah.
something like that. I haven't done anything with that side of the game, but it's I don't know, maybe it's also kind of like up for discussion in that way too, because it's almost like the same thing with Mario Kart where there's a bunch of like kind of remix or rearrangement little thing there. So if Ghost of Yote is getting nominated based off of that, then I don't know. It's I might get some flame for this, but I think I could go without either Death Stranding 2 or Ghost of Yote OST in that spot. Here's the thing. I don't think anything else is going to even come close to winning it versus what Lorien Testar did with Clair Obscur. I don't think it's coming anywhere close, unfortunately, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
I don't have freeness of speech having not played all these games. The only games I've played are Clair Obscur and obviously Mario Kart. But
I played 2 games this year.
I'm saying what are the other game of the years? DK Bonanza as well, which actually is really good music, but that didn't get nominated for this award. And I'm not like super surprised about that, but I feel like you listen to enough music and you play enough games, and like when there's a banger soundtrack, you know it's special. And like that's the way I felt with Clair Obscur. That's the way I felt with Mario Kart World. I'm surprised it got snubbed, and I'm not exactly. I don't know. Like I know that if I go back and I listen to the other soundtracks from these other games, I'm just going to feel more bitter about this decision. So I'm not going to, because that's what I did with obviously with I did that with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 when I got nominated for the award, thankfully, but it lost to God of War Ragnarok, and I was just like, this is not as good as an OST.
James,
and hey,
James,
music is totally subjective on some levels, so that is what it is.
Would you claim you are completely unbiased?
No, not at all.
That's good.
Very, very, very rarely in any case.
What I think is interesting, and I don't exactly know how the nominations work, but y'all are talking about like removing one thing to put like another thing in there. This category only has 5 nominees, and a lot of them have 6. I don't know why this one specifically doesn't have.
There should be your
It's almost
piece,
like-
James.
Dude, it's
But
like
maybe it's just like a number of nominations, like a percentage of nominations
Dude.
have to be some threshold.
I'm
but-
telling you, that's Jeff taking a
know.
shot at Nintendo. He can't help himself. He has to do it.
I gotta wonder what these panelists are thinking, because they often have like, it's not just Jeff, it's this whole like panelists that they have from like different like,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how it works. Nobody knows exactly how it works, but from what I've heard, it sounds like they get a lot of people from like some of these bigger like gaming journalism sites and stuff like that, and based off of kind of like what's in their knowledge and wheelhouse, they pick some of this stuff, which really shows in certain categories. Like one category like that I saw that just like threw me for a loop more because I know of this space a little bit is the fighting game category. And it felt like they just said, hey, what came out this year, and we're just going to nominate that. Whereas like several of those ones are like, they're not new games. A lot of them are not new games.
Yeah, I hadn't paid attention to that. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection.
Yeah.
Capcom Fighting Collection too.
And
They're
Capcom
literally
Fighting
just
Collection.
just collections.
Is this just a down year for fighting games though? I mean, like maybe there's Fatal Fury and 2XKO, Virtua Fighter, but like is that?
That's really
Street Fighter
it.
6, right?
That was
Well,
that was 2 years ago.
It's not brand new. It's getting new stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just we don't have some of the bigger. I mean, both Virtual Fighter and Fatal Fury are just great, but even Virtual Fighter to a certain extent, that's just a revamp of a game that came out in like 2012. So it's all these older games getting revamped and mastered and put out there. And in terms of like the Mortal Kombat collection, a lot of people didn't actually like how that turned out. Like they have some gripes with how it actually like performs and whatnot.
Hey, but it's complete on
So-
card on Switch too.
Yeah, it is. That's great.
The little things.
Problem is like people have their gripes with it and how it performs. So it's weird. Like really the only thing I could see winning that, because it's brand new and because people just simp for Riot most of the time, is going to like 2XKO. But yeah, it's weird. And even they have like the adaptation one too, where I'm like, all of these shows are garbage. Why did you nominate any of these things? Why is this a category? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they have a lot of the same categories every year. And I guess some
Excuse
years
me.
it's just some categories are just not going to fit as well. I don't know.
At that
What
point, I feel
what
like
I'm
I just go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say
Honestly,
one. I'm just going to go to different categories to get something on this still.
No, I don't at all. I was gonna rant about something, but it's best I save this till the end.
Oh, I was going to say one category I'm interested in is the best performance because there's 6 nominees and 3 of them are from Claire Obscure. And I wonder if it's going to like cannibalize the votes. Like the fact that there's 3 Claire Obscure nominees out of 6, if they're going to like just take all their votes from each other and then Troy Baker's going to win for Indiana Jones or
Hey,
something.
there was 2
Um,
nominations for Indiana Jones. It's also best action adventure
Yeah.
game.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
really?
it's true.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, that extra reason.
So
for me to
stop
watch.
your moaning, James.
Well, yeah, I got more money to come, but yeah, that
Oh,
makes me happy.
hooray!
Dude, Troy Baker, dude, he nailed it. He nailed it.
He
dude.
really-
it was
he
so
He did a really
good.
good job.
He really did.
Did a really good job.
Yeah.
Really good job.
yep.
James, what were you going to complain about?
Just, I think I've come to an epiphany. I don't know. I don't know what their level of transparency is of how many people are on this panel, and like, do they have to provide or furnish any proof if they've played all these games that qualify for these awards? I highly doubt it. And I think that's probably the reason why certain games get slept on and snubbed is because I mean, it's obvious to me that they didn't play these games. Some of them, you know, and it makes sense. Like these people are busy; they're journalists and they got jobs, and they, you know, this is probably just for the panelists. It's like what I don't know if they even get paid, but I'm just saying, like
I would hope
they
not.
have.
They can't
they-
get paid
they-
for this, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly. That would be a bad look. That'd
Yeah.
be a really bad look. Which further strengthens my argument. I feel like Jeff Keighley gives them roughly not even 11 months, short of 11 months, basically, to play the games that are to be nominated for these awards. And I don't understand why every self-respecting award show like the Oscars or the Grammys has their award show like in February, March, even April at times, so that people have enough time to watch the movies, listen to the music, and then vote on these awards. Like that's why some things get snubbed, because people don't have enough time to play these games. Games take a lot more time than movies and music to consume, you know? Anyways.
But James, ads do better before Christmas, so we need to get the commercials in before Christmas.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Well,
that's a
what
fair point.
that's what I'm like. What is Jeff scared of? Is he scared of competing with the NFL playoffs or something? Is that why he doesn't want to have this award show? But yeah, the
That
Christmas
was pretty
factor is
funny.
massive. Yeah. Anyways, I'm done ranting.
Well, James, you
But
I
I
would
think I'm
like
on.
it if it was in
But I
January
think I'm onto
too.
something. I think I'm onto something.
conspiracy theorist James over here, connecting all the dots.
It's that meme with the person like looking at all the numbers and the math and just.
Yeah.
The biggest snub for me, and I already talked about like the adaptation category that they throw in there, which we don't get enough typically within a year to really warrant it being a repeat. But you want to know what they didn't add to it? They have all these other TV shows. They didn't add Fallout Season 2, and they also didn't add Sonic the Hedgehog 3 from last year, which by the way came out in December, so it wasn't going to be at last year's Game Awards, so now it's not going to be at this year's either. That's a snub. Anybody who saw that film and really liked it,
Okay. Yeah.
man,
And I haven't seen it, but I've heard that Until Dawn is absolutely terrible. The movie based off of that game. So for Sonic 3 not to be there, but Until Dawn that's kind of crazy.
yeah, it's like
I wonder if it's literally as simple as people forgetting. Like they Google it real quick. It says 2024, and they don't realize it was like December 20th.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
something stupid like that, man. I mean, they also like added like so many of those shows, the fans of the actual games hated them. Like they had a Devil May Cry anime. Almost everybody who likes Devil May Cry hates that anime because it doesn't capture at all what the show has or what the game really has for those characters. And it's like, it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. It just feels like, I feel like James to a certain extent is onto something there where it's like, they're just trying to find things to fill it out sometimes. And I'm like, hey, if there's nothing there, don't have the category. Just throw in another ad. I'm sure you would love that. Just I don't know.
Another world premiere
Yeah. There's always a
World
lot of world
premiere.
premieres.
in all whatever 142 font.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
caps.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to watching them next week. I always
Yes.
do.
I am
As
too.
am I.
I am too, honestly.
Yeah.
After all this doom and gloom, yeah, let's watch it.
I'm very excited.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't feel negative feelings at all. Let's go.
Not James. No. Yeah, I mean, they definitely
Did you
don't
also
always
who you
get.
think is going to win? So did we say who we think is going to win Game of the Year?
Oh no, I don't think we did. I mean, feel like Clair Obscur seems like the shoe, and like
Yeah, I feel like we. Yeah, I just wanted to at least mention it. I think that's true. Yeah, I think it's just Clair Obscur.
I
Yeah.
Gotta be.
that I mean, the game also came out in what, February, but it's been talked about since February. Like it had people are still talking about it.
It was April.
Oh, April.
But still, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that it's an indie and best indie and best debut indie. So it's just like screw all those indie games.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That is a little tragic, but the game is that good. So like, and it
Yeah.
it should be recognized for a smaller developer, that's not in the, from France, like that should not be slept on. It should be recognized for its greatness, and it is a very good game.
I do love
Yeah.
all the memes that have like, what is it? It's like the memes of like Ubisoft reacting to all the ex-Ubisoft devs making like one of the best games of the decade within like a couple of years. I love those memes, dude. They're funny to me.
Yeah.
It hits even more different when it's like Assassin's Creed Shadows literally got nominated for one thing, and it was their accessibility features.
All right. Well, how about this, guys? Let's say Clair Obscur 33 didn't win. If something was going to come out of left field and shock everyone, like Jeff Keighley wanted to drop the mic on everyone and be like, "Hi, you thought it was that? Wrong." Which one would be the one that steals it?
If that's the
from
case, then Death
Clair
Stranding.
Obscur?
Silk Song.
Yeah,
No,
that's Stranding.
I think it's
Um,
Silk Song, bro.
I would think
Silk
Silk Song would have the second best chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah.
But
I'd be baffled if Bonanza won. I think Bonanza, like I think is
Yeah.
it's up there because it's a good game, but I don't think it's gonna have the.
Yeah.
I guess it gets the Nintendo vote. It won't get the wider
Yeah.
vote. You know.
mhm.
There's generally, you're right, like a family game nomination, right? Like for the last couple of years, it's been stuff like Astrobot, etc. But yeah.
I think everybody expects. I mean, the Silk Song devs straight up said they don't even plan on going because they just know Clair Obscur is going to win everything, and I think that is kind of
Yeah.
it's just kind of true. Like I said, I haven't played the game, but everything I've heard is fantastic, and I was hoping to be able to play it for the Game of the Years. I pre-ordered it on Amazon to get their special edition with the steelbook and everything. I really thought that would have came out before now, but it still hasn't shipped. So apparently I'll
That's
get it
soon
one
because
day.
I have that same thing. I have that same thing ordered. I think it's like in a week.
Oh, all right, well,
think.
maybe I can blitz it before the Game Awards. Also, excuse my cough. I got really sick after the last episode, and I still have the cough is still hanging on.
You stay right there, Chris Perry.
Yeah,
Arms 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart.
yeah, right. Good old COVID standards.
Yeah, December 10th. December 10th is the day.
Hey, the day
You have
before-
one day. You
Let's
have one.
go.
You have one day.
I'm gonna take that 2 days
Yeah.
off so I can have a true opinion on if it should win the Game of the Year.
You can get
If you
to at least
mainlined it, you could do it. If you mainlined it, you could.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know that I'm capable of that. I don't know that I can actually
Yeah.
ignore everything else.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Side point, just on the Clair Obscur thing, they one of the devs, I don't know them by name, but recently said their big inspiration for the gameplay and everything was the Xbox 360 RPG. Oh crap. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Lost Odyssey.
Lost Odyssey.
Brutal Legend.
Yeah, Brutal Legend.
Oh,
Everybody's
okay.
favorite RPG starring Jack Black. Lost Odyssey, though, which was made by Mistwalker, which was the team that was founded by the creator of Final Fantasy. So it was a pretty big game at the time. I've never played it, but that's a pretty big thing to say. And it's not super accessible. I don't know if maybe you can play it on PC. But from a collector standpoint, when people say stuff like that, it can have an effect on the availability and the price. So if anybody has any interest in Lost Odyssey, it might be a good time to pick it up. It's also backwards compatible, I believe. So if you have it on 360, you can play it on your one.
pretty sure I already have that physical because I remember starting that game at home on my 360 way back in the day, and I brought that box of Xbox games from my parents. So I'm pretty sure I have that buried in there somewhere. I never finished it, but I was intrigued by it, and it was super pretty at the time. I remember that much.
I think it still looks good for how old it is. All right. So before we get into the main topic, let's just do a little bit of talking about pickups. We just had Black Friday, so I don't know about you guys, but I spent a little bit of money. I actually had some store credit that I spent at a store and picked some stuff up. Did you guys pick anything up during this or the last couple weeks? Because sales really started before Black Friday. Like the days of all the sales starting the day after Thanksgiving are long gone. Like I have stuff here that I picked up probably 3 weeks ago, but was part of like the early Black Friday sales. Did you guys pick anything up? James, let's start with you.
I mean, frankly, I haven't been buying any games, honestly, except for games that I'm intending to play at this point. But I do have a couple vinyls I can share after you guys share some stuff.
It didn't have to just be games. It could be anything. It could be a car.
Yeah.
You bought a car on Black Friday. You could drive it in and show it on camera.
A brand new car. No, I don't have that. I like that.
Zach, did you grab anything?
So I am going to my local game store tomorrow because they have a Black Friday sale. It's still going on. It's 20% off all games that are over $10. So I intend to buy some games. But for the sake of having a pickup, I just got my most recent thing that I got like 3 weeks ago. I bought a Fire Emblem Gaiden for the Famicom.
Nice.
That's super cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I want to get all the Japanese like Fire Emblems. So I have 1, I have 2, I have 4. So
that's a pretty hefty collection there. That I know you love Fire Emblem, but like having the Japanese releases is super cool. Like it just will look good on the shelf. It's nice for like a full set collecting.
Hey Zach, can you hold it up to the camera one more time? I want to see if I can read the katakana. Ooh. Oh yeah, it is. Fire Emblem. Okay, you're right. Okay. I was wondering if it was named something different in Japanese, but it's not.
Yeah. Oh, it says Fire Emblem right there in the English letters.
Yeah, also in the English letters.
Yeah, dummy.
Hey. Sometimes katakana can catch you off guard, man.
I wouldn't know. I can't read it. So
I barely can either, honestly.
I like to believe that you can't at all and you were just making that up.
Yeah, honestly, you can, though. You can really fake it pretty well.
Probably have been a little offensive in that case. All right, Gary, did you pick anything up?
Technically, yes, but not video game related. I somehow, in what many people consider for like PC builders era right now, the Ramageddon is what they're calling it because of all the RAM prices. I somehow snatched up a deal that allowed me to get a NVMe storage drive that's like 2 terabytes and then 2 sticks of DDR5 RAM for like $300, which is crazy to me. Earlier this year, that would not have been worth that much, but nowadays that's on the cheap side. That is actually a deal, considering how it is right now.
No, I know RAM got really expensive. I don't know much about building computers and stuff, but I have plenty of friends that do it, and I know it was crazy expensive and hard to get. Basically, anything PC related was hard to get there for a few years.
Yeah, well, it's about to get a whole lot worse thanks to everybody's favorite keyword, AI, and buying up all the RAM chips and everything else like that. There's even one company that's just completely, which is funny. It's the same company I got the DDR5 from. They're completely getting out of the consumer market, so they're going to be focusing on doing purely business-related stuff. So like big tech businesses and whatnot. It's a little depressing, but yeah, thanks to trying to buy that and a couple of other parts just so I can complete my build. Games-wise, I haven't really bought anything other than Prime 4, which is still sitting here on my desk, shrink-wrapped, but that's about it.
Did everybody pick that up today? I know I did. It's not in. It's open, and the game isn't in there.
Oh, it's beautiful. I'm picking it up in
Did
the morning.
y'all all already taste test the cartridge? That's the first thing I did.
I give it a good 30-second like suck before I put it in the console, just to make sure it's there.
I put a little hot sauce Taco Bell hot sauce on it first. See how that goes.
Is it grape flavored? Since there's such a big purple theme,
you should try it yourself and find out.
You can try to-
I'm good.
Might get telekinetic abilities.
Oh man, I might get psychic powers.
Let's go.
Damn.
Ever since
Um,
Nintendo made a deal about how all the cards have like that nasty stuff on it, I've made a point every game I have. It's like a ritual. I must lick the card before I put it in the system. Every single game on my shelf has touched
Oh,
my
man.
tongue.
if you ever sell
That's
any
so
of your
funny.
games, you should really put that in the notes, like to seller. Like,
Nah.
this is even better
Don't do
because
that.
it's got your DNA on it.
Non-smoking, no pets. I licked all the cards.
Yeah.
Has been licked.
It's like
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know how like they say when you take a car off a lot, it loses half its value or whatever. You know, like
yeah.
with Switch games, you open them up, they lose half their value. Then Zach licks it and loses another half of its value, probably.
no.
The art's all messed up, and it's like, oh, come on. You open it up, you can tell.
You are
Exactly
really
what
going
you
to
do.
town on that thing.
Yeah, he just slobbers hard.
it'll be worth something in the future. You know, you never know.
There you go. An authentic licked card.
Yeah. I guess Switch carts are an acquired taste. You know.
Yeah. Oh, well, I did grab a few things. Like I said, one thing I grabbed, I Am 8-Bit had their release of Sea of Stars. Oh, come on, the blur thing is on. Whatever. They did their online store exclusive thing of Sea of Stars, and I thought I had pre-ordered it way back when, and apparently I never did because it never came out, and I kept meaning to buy it. Anyway, they had it on sale for 30% off, I think, before Black Friday, and I was like, dang, I've been wanting to play this game, so I finally picked that up. And then Mercari has been doing, I don't know if you guys use Mercari at all to ever buy anything. It's like eBay meets OfferUp, basically. They've been doing like coupons throughout the last couple months, and they did one for 15% off that started before Black Friday, and I picked up a 64 game that I'd wanted because somebody listed it for really cheap. Whatever. This blur I don't even know why I have the blur on. It's Aiden Chronicles. It was one of the only two, one of two or three JRPGs that came out on the console. And I always really wanted to play it, even though I've heard it's absolute trash. But it's been on my list of games that I've wanted to play for a long time, all the way back to when it came out on 64. Because there's something about, I love RPGs, I love JRPGs, but the fact that the 64 literally only has, I think, 2.5, because obviously Paper Mario, this game, and then Ogre Battle, but it's not, I don't think Ogre Battle is technically an RPG. I think it's kind of a tactical RPG.
It's a tactical RPG.
So
Yeah.
it's still in the vein, but not traditional turn-based JRPG. And the
You're
fact
also
that there's
forgetting.
Quest
you're forgetting
64.
Yeah, Quest 64. How could you forget the wonderful and memorable Quest 64?
Because it's not wonderful or memorable. But yeah, this was complete in box. I got it after discounts and everything for like $45, and that felt pretty good because the complete in box price is over 100. So, or it's about average at 100. So I was happy to get that.
I just Googled that game. This whole time I thought you were saying like Eiyuden Chronicles. I've heard of that series before, Eiyuden Chronicles.
Yeah.
This is just Aiden Chronicles?
Yep.
AIDYN?
Yep.
It's not what I thought you were saying. That's crazy.
I'm not surprised you've never heard of it. And also, Eiyuden Chronicles, very good game.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't know they had a bad release on the N64. That kind of stinks.
Yeah.
It's just something different.
No, it's I don't know. Like, I was looking through the manual and it makes it look good. Like, the characters sound kind of cool. It has all the traditional. You go to a town, you interact with people, you get some side quests, you go out into the field, there's random encounters. But all the reviews have always said that it's not a good game. So I will find out for myself one of these days. And then lastly, I went to a local store. They were doing 20% off, and I picked up some stuff because I had some store credit. I'll just show these real quick. I picked up, well, I would try to show them, but the blur thing is going to not want me to. I've got SpongeBob Hero Pants for the Vita. This is what Vita collecting is. You pick up things like SpongeBob Hero Pants. Very uncommon game, though. Also, game 100 in my Vita set. So that was a pretty big one. About halfway done with the retail set with that.
Congrats.
A couple of cool ones. I got Animaniacs on the Genesis. I'm a big fan of the Animaniacs cartoon. I really need to turn this blur off, but I can't figure out how. And I had this game on Super Nintendo when I was a kid, but it was $18 and it was complete. And I actually have my Genesis hooked up, so I kind of want to play it. And a couple other things. These are the two coolest ones. I got Sonic Chaos for the Game Gear, complete in box, still sealed, which was kind of random. And then nobody else could see this, so I don't know why I'm trying so hard to show you guys. But and lastly, complete in box Yoshi Topsy Turvy for the Game Boy Advance.
Nice.
Which I've always wanted to play this because it's one of those weird Game Boy Advance cartridges. It has the motion in it, and you actually have to move it to get Yoshi to move around while he's dancing on an egg, apparently.
The built-in topsy-turvy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, for 20% off, and I had store credit. I traded in a ton of stuff at the store that I didn't want anymore. Basically, most of my Wii U set because I gave up on that, and I just had a ton of store credit. So I paid there's no tax on store credit and the 20% off. It was like I saved like $80. It was pretty crazy.
Oh, wow.
So, James, you want to show those vinyls you got?
Yeah. I got a 2 LP set here. Speaking of recently snubbed Mario Kart World OST, somebody in the VGM community made a bootleg, not the entirety of the soundtrack, because the track list for Mario Kart World is massive. I don't know how many tracks it is, but it's a lot. And so they got roughly, let me show you the two. There you go.
Hard drive.
That's awesome.
Mario on the front called, well, I guess the name of the set's called Easy Cruisin', and it's got Cow on the front.
Oh man,
Isn't that cool?
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, and then obviously Hard Driving is the Mario on the other one. But like some of the tracks in here are, I don't know, DK Island Swing, Moonview Highway, Rainbow Road, Donut Plains, Isle Delfino, Sherbert Island or Sherbert Land. Like, anyways, the guy collected an assorted list of what he considered were maybe the best tracks or whatever ones he liked the best. And like, this has been the most played vinyl easily, like since I've had it. Like, I'm coming back to it over and over again because the music is so good, and like, it's a really good backdrop and like background music for like having people over. Like, because I mean, it's Mario music, but again, it's like jazzy and sounds kind of like classed up versions of Mario music, so like it almost feels like it's grown up music, if that makes any sense. Not that video game music isn't grown up music,
all right,
but you know what
it is.
But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
you know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying? Like it's good. It's good like VGM to like.
It's like
post
lo-fi
something
versions
to.
of video game songs too. It's easier to put on when you have people over that don't know what it is because
Exactly.
it sounds more I
Yeah.
don't know, grown up,
Like
like you said, I guess.
The nerd in me is giggling. They think it's just like I don't know, something sophisticated in terms of like
Swirling a strong glass of
Yeah.
it's
you like that
it's
shaking
Koopa
and
Troopa
stirring.
Beach.
Yeah, yeah,
Glass of Baja Blast.
yeah. All right, and so the other one I got to show you. This one's I really like this. Super Star Wars. Talked about it many times on this podcast. One of my favorite Super Nintendo games and Star Wars video games. And
That annoying Jawa sandcrawler level.
oh, a terrible, terrifying, impossibly hard level 2 on a video, or maybe that's level 3 on the video game. But anyways,
It's level 3, yeah.
yeah. Somebody in the community, a fan of the game, they also made they brought it to vinyl, and I got the test press version of this. So this is the more rare version of this vinyl. And why don't you take a look at it? Tell me if you recognize it.
Daft Punk, right? Is it what it's playing off of?
Absolutely, yes.
It's a
Random
Random access memory.
Absolutely, yeah. So like it's a play off that. Obviously, you got a face here, half Luke, half Vader. But I mean, it's the vinyl to that game on Super Nintendo. It's a really cool like display piece.
Yeah, for sure.
I get it because Luke becomes Darth Vader, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh yes, you know your Star Wars.
Correct. Yes. Canon.
From a certain point of view.
Yeah.
So James, question for you on the vinyl scene, the video game vinyl scene. I know Ryan mentioned in the Discord recently that Nintendo was putting out an official Breath of the Wild vinyl set, right?
Yes.
And that was kind of a big deal because they don't put out almost any vinyl, and let alone in like mass, like in a big setting. How does that how does that feel? Like as somebody who's bought, likes to buy
Yeah.
these, I don't know what they call
That-
boots, the
that
bootlegs.
that specific one didn't feel super good because I think I bought like 2 sets of a bootleg version of Breath of the Wild. But it is still a really good release, and it sounds great. Like I'm really happy to have it. I like so on that level, the fact that I've spent some real money on some bootlegs of something that now has a licensed release feels kind of bad. However, generally speaking, I'm very happy because it means I'll probably get licensed music of stuff that I really, really want, like specifically Pokemon vinyl, which we have very, very little of. I'm hoping that happens. But then again, like like Ryan was saying, a lot of people have in the community, like the labels, the powers that be in the video game vinyl community are kind of jumping ship in terms of Nintendo music, because they've been spooked a little, right? Because they put a lot of money and work into these art pieces basically, and for the most part they're not trying to make money. They just try to make their money back, and contribute to the community. And so now there's a real chance that some of the things they would have been working on or are working on might get license releases, and I feel like it's a big assumption. It's still Nintendo, and even though obviously Breath of the Wild makes sense. Tears of the Kingdom, I'm sure, is inevitable as well. But like, we're talking about the most popular video games they make, period. Like, I think it's a big assumption to assume that every single popular Nintendo game, let alone every Nintendo game that's released, is going to get a licensed vinyl release. But they seem to be scared about it. And I think the other thing too is that obviously the Nintendo Music app has changed the vibes a lot too, because now people they're dropping stuff at a pretty quick clip, like pretty regularly, and I love it. I'm so happy about that, because it means like it makes it so that I don't have to buy it necessarily on vinyl if I don't want to. But yeah, for obvious reasons, people are less invested in working on Nintendo bootlegs right now. Some still are, but the general climate is trending down because they're a little spooked by Nintendo and what they may or may not make that's licensed. So that's kind of the scoop.
Yeah, it makes sense. I kind of felt like what you said. It seemed weird that they would jump ship that quickly because, like you're saying, Nintendo is not known for doing things that make sense. Like,
no,
they just do what feels right to them in the moment a lot of times, and it made sense, like you said, to release a Breath of the Wild vinyl. But does that mean that we're going to see vinyl based off of every big Nintendo property? Probably not.
No. Like Nintendo has so many like gold mine, like money making opportunities that they sleep on all the time. You really think they're gonna go hog wild? Like they're gonna throw all their chips in on vinyl music? I highly doubt it, especially since the Japanese community is less. Maybe I'm jumping the ship here, but I feel like the Japanese musical community is more into CDs than they are into vinyl. I feel like it's more America and Europe that's more into vinyl than Japan is, and they tend to make decisions first for like a Japanese audience. I don't know.
I wouldn't necessarily go that far, just because based off of what I've seen as far as like other companies and how they release official vinyl sets. I mean, I'm thinking right off the top of my head like Square Enix, because they are very big into making sure there's vinyl of their game soundtracks, because they may not always make a great game, Square Enix, but they always make a great soundtrack. So they always are able to kind of like capitalize off of it.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things too, where I'm like, I know for the Japanese audience, they've definitely have like quite at least a customer base when it comes to vinyl. I mean, big, what is it called? In Japan, there's that big CD store or record store. Is it
I can't
what
remember.
it's called. James, you probably know it, right?
No, I don't. I've probably been to it, but I probably already forgot the name. So that's the problem with that.
It's big something. I forget what it is, but it's a
record store.
Big. Yeah, it's really close to that. Honestly, I'm gonna kick myself in the side later when I remember it, like halfway when I'm asleep.
That'll be impressive for you to get your foot all the way up there.
I mean, like, either way, like
really.
setting aside the Japanese audience, like I still feel like vinyl is still a relatively niche, like consumer base. Like there is money to be made for sure, especially with video game music. But like, again, it's a big assumption to assume Nintendo is going to start just just have this massive assembly line. Donkey Kong Bonanza is next and all this. And Mario Kart World would make sense, honestly, as I showed you the one I just bought because the music's so good, and because it's Mario Kart, it's massive. But yeah, I wouldn't assume that Nintendo's going to do all. For example, like they could have put like Pokemon Red on Nintendo Switch Online and charged $15 for it or something ridiculous, and people would have paid it, just because they want to have those games on NSO. You know what I'm saying? Or just like a separate purchase, and they haven't done that. They sleep on all kinds of money making opportunities. I'm rambling now. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I set you off. I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, let's move into the main topic, which is we wanted to talk about the Switch 2. We, as of tomorrow, will be at 6 months since launch. I mean, even right now, we're at about the 6 month period since some of us were able to pick it up, because I think we were able to get it at 9 o'clock here on the West Coast. So, and that kind of equals out everywhere. So some of us have had it in our hands for exactly 6 months right now. And I just thought it would be kind of fun to take a look at like how it's been going, some of the games that have released, what we think of the console so far, and what we hope to see in the coming months and years. So let's just talk about it first. Like the console launched 6 months ago. How did your guys' launch experience go? I know we are all pretty big Nintendo fans here. Were we all able to pre-order it? Did you guys all pick it up at launch, day one?
Oh yeah. We didn't line at Best Buy for several hours.
Same. And the Nintendo people were there handing out stickers they were like those patch stickers of Donkey Kong and Bowser, and like they give you 2 at a time. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Made it feel a little bit more like an event.
Yeah, it was fun. I feel like my launch process went okay for the most part, but it was more complicated than it had to be at the GameStop because Kel reserved my Switch for me when I was working, and for some reason the employees at that GameStop where I got my Switch 2, they made the decision the day of, for some reason, without telling anyone who had made a pre-order, that they wanted to have a separate like pre-order process where everyone who had a pre-order should come in by 2 p.m. get a number so they could come pick up their console if they wanted it at the midnight release. So like I walked in after work just assuming, I'm good, I got my pre-order, but like they're like, oh, what's your number? I'm like, what do you mean what's my number? I have my pre-order slip right here. And they're like, oh no, you had to come in at 2 p.m. and get a number so you could get it today. And I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me? And I didn't do like a Karen thing or anything. I didn't like lose my my cool or anything, but I just asked them reasonably. I was like, oh well, I didn't know that. Is there anything I can do? And I was able to. I got a number and got to the back of the line. I did wait longer than almost everyone, but I got it that day. But there are people that came in after me that the same thing happened, and they didn't make the exception for them. They're just like, oh, sorry, you got to come tomorrow. Can't
Classic
get it.
James, always getting people to make the exception for him.
It worked okay for me.
Yeah, that's not a new thing. GameStop's done that since I worked there, which has been almost 10 years ago now since I've been there. Where you'd have to come in and finalize it. It makes it. I know why they do it. It's because it makes it easier to just hand out consoles or games or whatever, so they don't have to be at the register doing stuff. People bring in their trade-ins and finish it all, so everybody can have their console right away. But yeah, it sucks if you don't know, because they probably didn't call you. They probably called Kel because it was under his number, wasn't it?
Oh, honestly, that makes sense. Because I was wondering about that. I was like, they didn't even communicate with me at all. I was like, how was I supposed to know? They probably did call Kel.
And
so this
he
is a Kel problem.
Ignored the call because he's Kel. So
this is a Kel problem. All right, we're gonna put Kel on blast now.
Except for you wouldn't even have it at launch day if it wasn't for Kel. So
that is true.
So it's a win-lose.
It sounds like everyone, for the most part, had a pretty seamless process though, getting their Switch.
Well, turns out where I pre-ordered was there's a weird thing that happens when you decide to pre-order a Switch 2 in the Seattle vicinity, and the closest nearby location apparently on the Best Buy app was all the way in Bellevue, which is the closest Best Buy, at least as far as my knowledge goes, to the actual Nintendo of America offices themselves, which for some reason decided to be the most busiest Best Buy in all of the country at that one particular night. Like there was times where we were out there waiting in line till almost like 11 at night or something, and the employees literally came by and like, so I hate to tell you this, but the wait time is like 5 hours.
Oh God.
What?
I unfortunately did not have the day off the next day, but there was like something like 2,000 plus people all had pre-ordered at this one Best Buy. And according to the numbers that they got in, it was like one of the most, that's what they said. I don't know how accurate it is. I don't know who was tracking this, if the Best Buy employees were just kind of trying to glaze themselves with this idea. But it was like, dude, I can't wait here. So I actually picked mine up in the morning with some sleep deprivation a little bit later. Honestly, if I was like super hardcore, I probably could have just like taken a blanket and like a pillow and just slept in my car and then showed up to work that's like literally 10 minutes away from there. But I don't know.
Are you even a Nintendo fan, man? If you're not sleeping in your car, I'm just playing.
Mhm.
Hey,
I
man.
wouldn't have done that.
No, I'm like, I gotta go home, man. I want to sleep.
And my excitement for the Switch 1 was pretty like insurmountable. Like I did like camp out to like all day to pick it up, and I had it pre-ordered. Like I just wanted to like feel the excitement of, you know, the launch and everything. I was not as I was willing to wait for the Switch 2, though it went smooth. Like I did go a couple hours early, and you know there was only a few people in line ahead of us, but definitely hundreds by the time they opened. But yeah, overall smooth process, and the best part, everybody who wanted one was able to get one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seriously.
I
That
fell
was-
victim to. Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I fell victim to my Best Buy, like shepherding us through a line of like all the accessories. You had to walk by all of them, and I told myself I didn't need a SD card. I didn't need a case. I by the time I got out of there, I had a case, an SD card. I think I grabbed the camera that day. I got all of it. Like it was just like I walked out with like hundreds of dollars of stuff
Just
that I
can't
wasn't
help
necessarily
myself.
planning on.
I know it's like
I
when
had
you're,
amiibos lined up like crazy, but
yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. When we're already like fans of the property, you know, we're all riding that excitement. It's hard to pass by those other things, you know, just to like make it an even more like big extravagant experience.
Yeah. I didn't intend on buying the new Pro controller that day. I can't remember if Kel reserved one for himself. I think that's what he did. I think he reserved a Pro controller for himself so I could pick it up when I got the Switch he reserved for me. But he like passed on it last second. He's like, I don't want it anymore. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, I mean, I'll probably get one eventually, but do I need it now? I got it, and I didn't regret it at all because that Pro controller is so good. Such a good controller.
It's better than
Silky
the DualSense.
It's a lot better than the DualSense.
Go to hell. I haven't actually played with one yet.
It's way better than the DualSense, dude. Like worlds better.
That
it has
Anyway.
the gurgle buttons on the back. You can't beat the gurgle buttons.
the gurgle
Yeah.
The gurgle buttons.
button. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's weird because I think it was kind of interesting. Anybody who had like just a normal Switch Pro controller and then immediately going over to that one, you don't think there would be a difference necessarily, but the way that they just had like the smoother stick feel and some of the buttons, and we already know the Switch Pro controller, the original one, is ergonomically sound. Like it's just really comfortable to play with. Okay, now let's make that just better. That's what the Switch 2 Pro controller is. Is it worth $100 though?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it does feel pretty good as being like probably one of the best game pads out there on the market right now. Legit.
I feel like if you have no Pro controller, it is worth that, even if it's still a ridiculous price. If you have a bunch of Pro controllers like I had, probably not worth. It's definitely not worth that price. But it's like you said, it's an S tier controller. I feel like S tier.
I will
Absolutely.
say this though, like I don't have a Pro controller 2 yet. I plan on getting one eventually. I just haven't been in a hurry. I truly haven't played my Switch 2 all that much in the last 6 months. But I have played a decent amount of Donkey Kong, and I was playing Metroid today. And I will say, like, I've been using the Joy-Cons, not even in the grip, just using them in my hands. And the bigger Joy-Cons, they feel more substantial. I don't have like the world's largest hands or anything. I know for people with really big hands, they're probably still uncomfortable, but I find them to be pretty comfortable to use. Like I hated the Switch 1 Joy-Cons. I didn't hate them. After a while the appeal died out and I was kind of sick of them, and I almost always used the Pro controller. But I'm actually a fan of the Joy-Cons, the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. They call them Joy-Con 2s. Is that what do they call them? Just Switch 2 Joy-Cons?
Probably
Joy-Con 2.
I just love the magnety, like the clack.
Oh yeah, it's a good feeling.
Oh yeah, when you pop them into the Switch 2. Oh
yeah.
Dude, that feeling is pure magic. Do it right now.
Oh yeah, wasn't it? I hear that.
Do it again.
Yeah. I don't know if it's coming through or not. I'm hearing it. I'm liking it.
Is there any like
next up on X Button Gaming ASMR? The Switch 2 Pro controller.
Clack the Joy-Cons in for a couple hours.
Oh man.
You know what I love to do?
Is there any more like
satisfying sounds? No, I mean it is a great sound. Well, even the Switch 1, the way the Joy-Cons would click was a pretty good sound. They used it for all their advertising. But this is better. Like the feel of putting it on is better, and the sound is very satisfying.
It's not just the sound. It's like the tactfully pleasant feel of popping it in. It's like the whole. It feels like
magnetism.
Yeah. Taking it off too feels really good. You know what I love to do? I like to take my Switch with one hand and just like fling it and just see how long it takes me to get the Joy-Con to pop off. I don't do that.
That's crazy.
I like seeing your guys' faces though. Like, what the heck is he talking about?
I mean, you do you, man.
Yeah. Set aside the magic feel of clicking it in, the sturdiness too. Like it's solid, man. It feels solid built.
It does. Very nice screen. I've spent more time in handheld / tabletop mode than I have even on docked, because it is more. It's easier to do so than the Switch 1 was. The games still look really good. It's a nice, big, vibrant screen.
I'm excited. Sorry.
Sorry. I was gonna. This probably is not best practice or endorsed by Nintendo, but if you get the kickstand out, you can kind of use this little grip, kind of wrap your fingers around it.
Get it all
like so it's like an extra little built-in grip there.
Ooh, free grip.
Wow.
Free grip. Like you need a little extra grip, a little strength there. You can pop out the kickstand and wrap your fingers around it.
Zach's gonna be the first person to make the Switch 2 look flimsy with that. With that grip.
Well, I was thinking like when someone pointed this out to me, and I was like, I wonder if like a pro, if they could like actually turn this into a legit like a built-in grip that you can pop out. I bet you they could figure something out.
I bet you they could.
But
yeah, I mean it's funny. It kind of reminds me a lot of like Switch 1, where it's like it comes out, we're kind of excited about a lot of the new features and everything, but immediately we're like, oh dude, when they iterate on this, it's gonna be so good. When we get the Switch Pro, it's gonna be so good.
We're already talking about the Switch Pro. Yeah,
like we're already talking about it. I mean,
we're never happy, us consumers.
No. The Switch 2 screen, I mean, like, I know it's an IPS screen, but it is really vibrant. Mm-hmm. Like it is. For to the untrained eye, people can't really like. A lot of people probably won't tell the difference between the Switch OLED and the IPS screen of the Switch 2. I can tell a little bit just because I don't know, maybe I'm special, but it's just this idea of like that's obviously the next step, because we all know about like, you know, battery consumption's obviously a big pain point for the Switch 2 right now. And knowing that because of the battery and all that type of stuff, they decided not to go for an OLED, just makes me more excited for when they get to the next iteration of it, where it's like, okay, now we're able to kind of figure this stuff out. But I don't really know. I don't know. It's weird, because where it is right now, I honestly don't feel like they need to, other than just battery life, really. That's my personal take on that. But
what, for a Switch 2 Plus you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, like what really needs to be like super addressed? I feel like the only real thing would be like maybe the screen, maybe the battery life, maybe get better internal memory rather than the like 500 gigs they decided to go with. I
I think it's 256.
Is it 56? It's small.
I think so. Let me
It's
double
a
check.
it's a small storage space, which I just felt. Yeah, I remember that was a pain point from the Direct too when that got announced as well. But still, like,
Not the biggest pain point though.
no.
The people might have been upset about that, but once they saw that $80 price tag for Mario Kart, they were all kinds of upset.
It's so funny how ancient of a discussion and a conversation that feels like now. Like people just like to be angry at stuff, myself included. But like no one's talking about that anymore. No one cares. Like games are expensive, and it was just a
That
thing
is-
to be angry at
That
the
is
time.
not true. It's not as loud, but you go on to basically any Reddit where people talk about Nintendo, the Switch 2. You have multiple comments in there talking about how I'm not going to pay $80 for anything. I'll wait till it's $20. It's quite annoying that people are still hanging on to it, but it'll never end.
It certainly doesn't help. Sorry, I keep interrupting people. I'm so sorry.
No, we both. I'm interrupting you on my end.
Okay.
So,
I'm doing it too.
Oh, geez. Well, I was gonna say it's like because as we kind of predicted when we did our first round of this, it wasn't gonna be just Mario Kart. We kind of realized that it was like Nintendo was kind of leading the way in this sort of thing, leading in the way and probably not the most consumer friendly practice of like let's make games more expensive. And it's funny because I think the only games so far Nintendo has released that are fully $80 is like what is it? It's Mario Kart World and Kirby and the Forgotten Land and its expansion pack. I think those are the only two.
I think
I
Mario
see.
Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV.
Oh,
Okay.
And then I think if you buy a boxed copy of Tears of the Kingdom for Switch 2, they went from 70 to 80.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know
So it's like,
Donkey
yeah.
Kong wasn't. Metroid wasn't. They're both 70. It's not like they're
It's
still more.
just
but-
Mario Kart. It's just Mario Kart, and then Switch 1 games that have got expansions with like the built-in DLC, basically. And
Okay.
I'm kind of in the camp like you mentioned, they're kind of leading the way for the increased prices in general. Like that, games cost more to make. Games theoretically would then sell for more to make up for that. I'm kind of in the camp that Nintendo is just tricking us all by the bundle by making Mario Kart $50 because everyone's like, well, I've got to buy the bundle now. I've
Yeah.
got to give them $500. I'm not going to pay
Yeah.
80 for it, and then everyone did that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I totally agree. It was just a ploy to get people, to stack the console numbers and sales early. It makes sense. I mean, it looked like I got this number here. I was prepared with data, Chris Perry, but
oh, let's go.
uh,
I wasn't. So I'm glad to hear.
Mario Kart World, as of October, I think the end of October 2025, had sold 9.57 million copies. 8.1 million of those 9.57 million were in the bundle. So that means there is 1.4-ish million physical collectors, or maybe morons. I'm not sure who didn't get the bundle.
Hold on. I bought it physically.
Moron.
I chose to. I was like, I'll just buy the 450 bundle, buy a physical copy, and I'll pay $30 more. I was fine with it. Because I wanted.
Hey,
to
Chris,
eventually.
I did not tie you together. I said physical collectors or morons. I don't think I'm a physical collector myself.
The Venn diagram is a circle.
Yeah. Most people just lump it together.
Oh man. No, it's funny because it's like this wasn't the only thing. We started to see this kind of like spill into other sides of the gaming industry too. Like people are still very much not ready to be purchasing this at like $79.99. And I mean, we could kind of get a little bit more into our thoughts on Mario Kart World, but a lot of people just did not see it as that value point. But I think the biggest thing to come out of it too is then we start seeing other game companies do this thing too. Like pretty famously, it was Borderlands. I think Borderlands 4 and The Outer Worlds both really tried to push that $80 price point, and due to internet bullying, yay, they were to like reverse that back. But it's clear that that's like, if Nintendo can get away with it, who's to say Microsoft and all these other companies are not going to do the same thing?
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of time. We all hate it. We all despise it. But
I think like Zach kind of mentioned it too. Like I've talked about this before. I don't want to pay more for a video game. I don't want to pay more for anything. Like it's not something I'm excited to do, but games have been $60 for a long time, and production costs have only continued to skyrocket. Like, it's honestly surprising they didn't jump the price up in the PS4 era, if not even the PS3 era. Like, it's been such a long time. It seems like it was just a long time coming, which is why I was never that upset. Like I said, I don't want to pay more, but it just makes sense. If you're getting bigger, more expensive games, you're gonna pay more.
Even so, like we said, like 90% of people now that have a Switch 2, they still have not spent $80 on a video game because Nintendo gave them an option not to. So, I don't know. And then once GTA comes out next year, if that doesn't get delayed till 2027, that's gonna make the new mark for expensive video games probably.
All I can say is this, based off of what we said at the Game Awards. Number one most nominated game there, what was its price? $50.
Yeah.
Made by a smaller team, blew almost every other game out of the water. I still have a little bit of a pet peeve when Nintendo was really trying to justify it, where it's like, this is the value proposition. I'm like, brother, please.
I was trying to convince myself with Mario Kart when they said like, oh, it's the breadth of it's the scope of the game. That's why it's $80 or so much to do. I was like, okay, if you do continuous updates and there's like new stuff being added and like it like eventually builds into what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is, $80, I get it. But they've like weirdly not touched Mario Kart World like at all as far as like content additions. I know they had like an update this week, but there's been no new like content to the game. I assumed that would be like, monthly characters, costumes, maybe a track every now and then. If anything, they're supporting like Donkey Kong has DLC, Pokemon has DLC, Kirby Air Riders is getting like monthly events, but then Mario Kart's just like, oh, we released the game. That's it.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising to me.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, I think that's a good segue point into talking about the first party releases so far. What was all of your opinion on Mario Kart World? Obviously, the launch title, the big launch title, and there was a couple other Switch 2 launch games, but they weren't new. But we'll get to that in a second. How did you guys feel about Mario Kart World?
I think those first 10 hours with the game was like a truly like magical experience at first, because we hadn't played a Mario Kart like it before. But after a certain period of time, I don't know if I'm alone with this, but it kind of started to feel like the major, I don't really want to call them gimmicks, but the major gameplay design of World really kind of started to deteriorate after a little bit. Like just trying to even play it solo kind of felt like we kind of have experienced everything, even though we haven't. It's kind of weird. It's almost like getting to a certain point of like, I played enough of Mario Kart World to enjoy it, and I will hop back in willingly if anybody else asks me to play it with them. But it's not like something that I'm like, oh, I got to get my Mario Kart fix. I got to get that in right now, right? That's where I'm kind of at right now.
One of the bigger complaints that has been with this game is the what's it called, the interstitial, going from like one track to the other, the road trip sections. It's like a cool idea in theory, but I do think that the traditional 3-lap formula is just better for replay, in my opinion. Just like, even in this, if y'all saw this update that came out this week, they did modify some of the way some of the tracks work that were just like long straight passes. They added like turns. They like changed the way the track works to make some of those more interesting. I felt that myself when I was playing. I was enjoying it first. I was having a blast doing all the new tracks and stuff. But I did feel towards the end I was getting bored of the road trip sections.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like in like Knockout Tour, if you're playing with your friends and it's like, you're really trying to stay alive, that's always fun. But if you're playing by yourself and just mostly driving straight against computers, it's like, okay, I don't really need to do this.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
That's kind of how I felt too. I liked the concept of the road trip going between maps and everything, kind of keeping a flow, but it ended. I mean, I just kind of felt like it was lackluster after the first couple times of doing it and being like, "Oh, this is cool." I quickly was like, "This feels the same as the last time." Like it wasn't very interesting. That being said, some of the tracks were really good though. Like they definitely, like always, they killed it with some of the track designs. The roster of characters was cool, very expanded. I found the open world, what do they call it? World tour,
Free roam.
free roam. I found it to be kind of a little empty. Like I didn't really enjoy it myself. I'm not a huge open world fan. It has to be. I mean, I didn't know how to expect it in a Mario Kart game, but it has to be very specific to keep my interest personally, and it did not do it. I did it a couple times, and I was like, yeah, I could definitely leave this and never do it again.
Yeah, I think my main thing is there's no incentive.
I think that's what it was.
Like obviously, like the fact that playing Mario Kart is fun. I should just have fun driving around, but like there wasn't that carrot on the stick. It was just a stick with no carrot on it. And I was like, well, what am I chasing here? I get a blue P switch, and it's like, okay, here's a sticker for your license. I'm like, all right, and I don't even think those like. And I think the other main thing that bothered me is at least at launch, I haven't paid attention to any updates. There was no like tracking of these either. So it's just like, oh, you have 56 P switches out of I don't know how many. I don't know where they're at. It's like, well, I don't know what I'm like. What am I doing this for?
Yeah.
I kind of guess lost interest because of that. I had no motivation to chase them all.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad because like if you do go and explore the free roam, you can tell that there's effort being put into it to make it look beautiful and everything. But it's like just because we have a big open field and it's beautiful and it's got detail and it's got all these little things, if we aren't, look at what Zach was saying, if we're not incentivized to go do it, why are we going to spend our time there? Free roam really only super works with the oh man, I just forgot what it was called. Knockout Tour is like, it feels like that was what it was built for. And then trying to just explore it on your own, it's fun doing all the little challenges and stuff, but what are we doing this for? Stickers to what, put on the front of the car that nobody's ever going to see as you're driving? Like what are we doing this for? What's the purpose?
Let me flip it to the other side. Fundamentally and mechanically, this game is actually really, really good, really solid. Plays super, super well, and I think that you need to look no further than the I don't know, the streamers, the content makers, the people that basically never touch the ground when they play this game. Like, it's incredible the things you can do in this game, like mechanically and as a racer. It's mind-boggling. Like, the level of good you can get to in this game is wild. Like, so easy to play and very hard to master. And I think that makes it fundamentally a very good competitive game. But like you said, I think Mario Kart strength is not played on your own. Like, if they wanted it to be a good and great game, like playing solo, like you would have to go maybe the route of Diddy Kong Racing, where you have some story stuff and I don't know, more secrets maybe. But yeah, the tracks are great. The racing is super fun. Knockout Tour is incredible. It's like the best mode added to Mario Kart maybe ever. Although I do agree, and you do notice it sometimes. You notice the straightaways and how you're just going straight for long stretches, and it does kind of like, it kind of takes you out of it for a second. You're kind of like, oh well, I'm not really turning anymore. I'm not drifting. And they do give you the feature where you can like hold the button down and get boosts on straightaways, and you can ride stuff and walls and stuff to try to make the straightaways more interesting. But it is, like at some level, you do notice like, wow, this is a little bit like driving on I-5 at like 70 miles an hour. I'm just going straight right now. But
why not just give like a toggle? Why not like, I want to do 3 laps of this track? Why not just like let me click that button and make that choice for myself?
Yeah, that's one thing I definitely felt was missing.
I think recently they just did that for some of the tracks, which is
great.
Funny because it's like, I think the reason why we gripe so much off of free roam, even though it's like what James said is absolutely true. The movement in this game, phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah,
it's in all the ways that like a kart. It feels like a natural evolution of like what these kart racers should be going for in a way. Like my personal favorite kart racer, because I'm a PlayStation nostalgia nerd, is like CTR, because I just love how that game feels. This felt like it finally, like we finally are gotten past that. We finally done something new and innovative in the control scheme. The reason like people still are kind of disappointed is like Nintendo pushed free roam so hard. They put a photo mode, they put so much in there, and it's like, it's like there's all these great stuff, and then there's the disappointment of like what could have been, right? So it's weird. Yeah.
And to be fair, in its defense, like you guys said, it's gonna get DLC. It will eventually. It's not gonna. This is not the only part of the game we're gonna get. I don't know if it'll be more tracks. I don't know. They're not gonna add to the map. I don't think. Maybe they'll add more incentive in the
They
free
need to
roam.
put Tanuki Mario back. I don't know why you took Tanuki Mario out.
Oh, that's crazy.
I
Why would
know.
they do that?
Why are we taking
Cowboy
people
Hat
out?
Mario is cool, but come on.
Yeah.
I want Tanuki Mario.
I did like the costume stuff, like being able to run through
Oh, yeah.
the food options and like unlocking costumes for different characters. Kind of gave me a reason to want to play other characters that I would normally not play, probably. That was cool. And all in all, like it did sound like maybe we're being really harsh on the game. I think we all agree it is a good game. Like it's a great game.
Still a good
It's a
game.
great Mario
Yeah.
Kart game. It's
It is.
just it's unfortunately when you give us something we're used to established like Mario Kart and you add new features and you sell it as the new big thing, we're gonna focus on whether or not that was good or not.
Mhm.
And I do believe, like it's been talked about, like the right kind of updates could easily make it go from something that a lot of us don't care about or aren't excited about and make it a reason to go back, something we look forward to doing or maybe want to go and finish. But they just have to do that, you know. They just have to make some adjustments to make us want to go back to the free roam.
It's still
Mario Kart World.
it's still at its best when you're playing with friends and screaming and yelling at each other and losing your minds. That's where it's at its best.
It's always at its
not
best when
solo.
you're beating James at Mario Kart.
you
I
will
never got
try.
to do it, but yeah.
It does track your like permit, like your his lifetime record against your friends. If you go to like your friends list, it'll like be like against this friend, you've won 7 and lost 3, and
You
it's like
for real?
it's like a permanent record.
That's
No. goes-
that's
yeah.
Oh no.
not a
Yep.
good thing.
Yep.
James is going to be
Wow.
calling everybody. You want to play Mario Kart? I got to change my permanent record against you.
I might have to get a little more practice in so I don't get as many losses. Ugh.
Go positive and then just never play the game again.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
hold that over
I
forever.
beat all you guys.
Yeah. My KDR in Mario Kart World is 1.5 right now.
It's so dang good.
There you go.
All right. So the other two, I guess, launch titles were the Switch 2 versions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I famously am not a big fan of those games. Not dogging on them, just they're not for me necessarily. But I've heard that as far as like Switch 2 ports, they did a lot. They made them quite a bit better. Have any of you guys played either of those?
Those got free updates. So I just tried them out with the Switch 1 versions, just to move around 60 FPS, and it's fun.
I haven't tried it yet, but it's inevitable I'll get those upgrades for sure because I love those games so much. So I
I
will.
think I'll enjoy them even more now that they like at least they run better, right? I mean, and dude, the loading time alone, just having that update to Breath of the Wild is major. I feel like that actually might make me enjoy the experience a lot more. So I don't know. The Zelda experience that I went for like immediately at launch was just Wind Waker because I wanted to see how the GameCube NSO was working. But yeah, still haven't touched those yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day that'll be the version I play. The definitive versions. Maybe they'll make me love them. I'm probably not though. Okay, then we got two more of those Switch 2 version games. We got Super Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV and Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Star Crossed World. So I haven't played either of these. Kirby is one that I want to get because I didn't own the Forgotten World or Forgotten Lands. But I played it and I loved it, and I would like to actually own a copy, and this seems like the ideal way to do it. The DLC I've heard is good, but yeah, I haven't played it, but it looks fantastic, and I loved that game. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, so I did get the DLC. I love Forgotten Land as well, and this is just like, hey, what if the game looked prettier and ran at double the frame rate? And the DLC is basically maybe 12, 15 remixed levels from the base game. So if you're playing it, like if you're going back to it, like I haven't played Forgotten Land since it came out. So for me, it was like a fun refresher, and they add some new mechanics, add new, what are they called? Mouthful modes, where Kirby like goes around the thing.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of like remixing existing levels with new mechanics and then remixing bosses with new mechanics. but it's still fun.
Yeah, and it's the only other $80 game like we talked about, other than Tears of the Kingdom. So they obviously felt like it was worth it.
Yep.
But yeah, I do want to play it eventually. Have any of you guys done the Jamboree TV stuff? Yeah, I haven't either. The reviews for it weren't super positive, but it looks like it would be fun. Like the concept of using the camera and doing multiplayer games with being able to see each other long distance.
I think it's a bit of a shame that it had to get reviewed again with the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and it got kind of trashed on by a lot of people. And it's really sad because Mario Party Jamboree is, like, to me, objectively the best Mario Party game. And this left like a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths, and they might never play that now. And it's like it's the best Mario Party game, I think.
It's hands down probably the best since at least the GameCube era. But I agree. I think it might be the best Mario Party. It's a lot of fun. I love Jamboree.
Yeah, it's really good. We spent a surprising amount of time on it, just playing that mall map, just on repeat almost. We love that map. It's so good. Hey, Gary, you had a good time in that one, right?
Oh, you gotta love it when you only roll high rolls, man. You're just a high roller that night. Everybody else is rolling low. I was just referring to a gameplay session we had. That's insane. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't think too many people are gonna necessarily like dog on Mario Party that much, just because I think the only major thing is like, the TV and camera sort of deal. It would only really be a pain point, I feel like, if you didn't already own Jamboree in a way. But a lot of the people who played it out of the gate already did own it. So I think Jamboree by itself is fine. I think people are just going to be like, well, if the TV stuff sucks, who cares? Jamboree is still like one of the best. Word of mouth, people know it's like one of the best Mario Party games out there. So I don't think we have to worry too much about that.
Yeah, I'm not worried before it. I think it'll be fine. All right, then the big game that I think everybody's everybody was waiting for after Mario Kart was Donkey Kong Bonanza, and that came out in September, right? Was it September?
July.
No, July.
Was it July?
Yeah, it was July. It was a July release.
But I mean, that game turned out well. What did you guys think of it? Did you guys all play it? Did you all finish it?
Yes and yes.
Banana. I love it. I love it a lot. I think it's really good.
I didn't end up picking it up at launch like I planned. I ended up only playing it about in the last month or so. But I did really like it. I find it to be a little mindless. I don't
100%.
I put it on and we can watch TV and I can fully get everything out of what I'm watching while also just digging through the world, which is I found it to be a very fulfilling gameplay loop. Like there is something about just bashing your way through all of this stuff and finding treasure chests and finding the bananas and the fossils. Like I enjoy it thoroughly, but yeah, very mindless.
At the time, it's like at times it's like the equivalent of scrolling on your phone. You're just like kind of like, I would literally be listening to a podcast, like looking over, and I'm just like rolling as Kong Bonanza through the rocks, like just like for like 5 minutes at a time. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why did I do all that? Like, but it's fun. I like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But
good soundtrack too.
Oh yeah,
incredible.
Zebra.
Yeah, maybe that's right there.
James, what were your thoughts on Bonanza?
I really liked it, man. It's just a really good time. A very solidly designed and developed game. The movement is brilliant. It's really funny. It's charming. I agree. Like if you get caught up in the collectible chase a little bit too much, you're right. It can get a little mindless and a little kind of like, yeah, you do like look away and you're like, well, I've been doing this for a while now and I haven't done anything at all, but I know I realized I enjoyed the game a lot more when I wasn't worried about the collectibles and I just kind of played through the maps and just tried to advance the story to some degree.
Yeah.
I think one thing I did really enjoy, and like I said, I haven't finished it yet. I'm probably about halfway through, but was the actual bonus levels, the ones where you'd go through a door or gateway, and most of them, I look forward to them almost. Like I find the design of those to actually be pretty clever, and like, you know, they're
Mhm.
just challenges or maybe slight, you know, small platforming levels. But like there was the one based off Donkey Kong Country, the OG Donkey Kong Country, and that was very chef's kiss. It was a great level. Like I was like, I knew exactly where one of the bananas were because immediately at the start I'm like, I got to get up, to DK's house. It's got to be there, and of course it was. And it just like great level design in that. And but yeah, I just found a lot of those. I don't know what you'd call them. They're not bonus levels, but I found a lot
Like
of them to
little
be very
challenge
fulfilling.
rooms, yeah.
Challenge rooms. There you go.
Banana
wish there were-
shrines.
Banana shrines, yeah. I wish they were a little more visually distinct when you play the whole game. Like at first they're like these like cool, like I don't know what you want to call it, like almost like alien, like I don't know, sci-fi look they have. By the end of the game, when you've done like 100 of them, they all look the same. I kind of wish they had a little bit more identity to them visually.
I get
It
that.
kind of has like the Super Mario Sunshine problem, where it's like it's got like the secret level or secret like world or something like that, and they're all just like the toy blocks sort of deal.
Yep.
When you're
Yep.
in that aesthetic for just so long without much change, it does become just like a little it becomes annoying after a while. I found myself doing the same thing. But I kind of like echoing everything else. It's like the movement, the level design, all this is really, really fantastic, and I really loved it. This might just be a little bit more of a masochist part of my brain, but I kind of wish some parts of it were a little more challenging. Like when you go to a boss and then you immediately bonanza and can just whittle them down in like 3 seconds, it really takes all the tension out of a boss fight for me. So it was like it was a little disappointing on some aspects of it, at least early game. I still haven't finished it either, but
It
like early game bosses
it doesn't get much harder.
no, it feels so like I don't know. I kind of wish they had like an extra challenge mode or something to like kind of add a little bit on top of that. But I get at the end of the day, it's a family game. I don't know, man. I like figuring bosses out. I like figuring out patterns and stuff like that. And
I get
I
it.
think, yeah, everything else is great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like no notes except for that. That is definitely a big note for me.
I feel like Nintendo knows what it means. Fundamentally, all Nintendo cares about is making a game that's fun. And if you're just talking about the fun factor of this game, super memorable, like 10 out of 10 in that regard, right? Like, but yeah, once you start trying to look for certain things like a I don't know, to make your stimulate your brain or something, get a real mental challenge or something, or looking for a invigorating story or something, that's where it falls short. But that's not what they're trying to do with this game, you know. So I don't think it needed it.
A part of me feels like they should. Like honestly, because
think-
they did put so much more emphasis on the story, like why not put some of that tension into the boss fights? Like
Yeah, I agree with you, Gary. I feel like the boss fights, I get, they're trying to serve all masters here. Like they want everyone from a 5-year-old to one of us be able to play these bosses and get through it.
right.
But I do feel like some of the bosses did have like cool mechanics. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to play to this mechanic. And then I would just punch it 10 times with the Kong Bonanza and it would just die. And I was like, okay, well, that was, I wish there was a big boy mode. Like I promise I played all of your games. Give me like a harder version where I can enjoy what you've made for me.
Yeah.
It's like it's someone who just went by too quickly.
Yeah.
But
I get it.
I don't know.
And
Still had fun.
I think that's the key. I think with any Nintendo game, I mean, it's Nintendo feeds us fun, and if a game's fun, then I think I'm getting my value out of it. Whether it's hitting every, when I want a challenging game, I definitely have plenty of those I can play elsewhere. Not to say that they couldn't adjust and make things better or give us other modes where, like you said, where we can have harder bosses or whatever. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But I think overall, from what I've experienced in it, it's mindless. It's not a difficult game, like you guys have said as well, but definitely fun and just kind of that whimsy that I got when I played Mario Odyssey, like that same feeling of just kind of joy. Like I'm not stressed. I'm just kind of like enjoying the music. I'm enjoying the vibes. Yeah.
I think it's super deserving of the nod it got for Game of the Year. Like, if you take out, I can't imagine a game you would put in its place with the current field of games from 2025 that I would feel good about. Like, I feel like it deserved to be on that list personally.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hey, man. I mean, it also met the Metacritic standards that usually you have, whatever that threshold is to get nominated, right? Like, it never goes much lower than like 80s. Yeah, it was in the 90s. Like, that means it's a really good game, but by critical standards. But yeah.
All right. Have any of you guys played Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment?
I have
No,
not.
but it's on my desk though.
Yeah,
I
he's
wanna-
got it too.
At least you have it.
I want to play it.
Yeah, I've heard lots of good things. I'm honestly
Uh-huh.
like, I don't think I would have bought it, but the things I've heard about it make me want to buy it. So I'm pretty sure I will.
Didn't you play
Especially-
the last one?
Not all the way through.
What was, I don't remember what that one was called, but Age of
Age of
Calamity?
Calamity.
Yeah.
And I mean that one seemed fun. Like the
What?
the Dynasty Warriors formula. It's not like I don't get excited for it really. Like I loved Dynasty Warriors back on PS2. But I tried Hyrule Warriors on Wii U and was like, yeah, I think I'm just kind of sick of this. I'm not really into this anymore. The hordes of enemies. But I hear these two are good. Like much better story, better environments. But yeah, I haven't played it.
Yeah, I've heard good things with the story. It kind of fleshes out to the Kingdom story a little bit more. And also, this being a Switch 2 game, it runs at more than 15 frames per second, like Age of Calamity feel like it did. So
Yeah.
it's a shame. Age of Calamity, I went back and played it, the Switch 1 game on my Switch 2. I don't think it got an update or anything, so it still doesn't play super great.
It doesn't.
It maybe like runs better, but I feel like it's still capped at like a ceiling that it's not allowing itself to go over. It feels like it's like stopping at 30 and you don't get anything above 30, and there's been no update for it. I was looking forward to like kind of testing it out, but I heard this one does run really well, so I'm looking forward to Age of Imprisonment.
Well, you have to let us know what you think when you play it.
Yep. I shall.
Did any of you guys get Kirby Air Riders?
Oh no,
Not yet, but I'm going
Zach,
to.
no.
Zach!
I knew you
Zach,
did. I knew you
Zach is
did.
the
Zach.
man. Zach's the man.
So
That's good. Yeah.
for those that don't know, Zach has a YouTube channel, Daily Beating, and he every month he talks about the games he's played that month. So I knew he'd picked it up because I knew he'd played it and liked it, but I haven't played it either. I haven't picked it up. I've been flirting with the idea of getting it, especially after watching your video because you made me want it more. Because I was like, now I'm seeing the benefits of it. But why don't you talk about what you like about it for a little bit?
Yeah. So obviously, one of the biggest. This is a $70 video game right here, and I do think, especially before I bought it, like I would feel a lot better paying $50 for it. It is at its heart like an arcade racer, so especially for playing by yourself, like I was, I'm not going to get 40, 50 hours out of this game in all likelihood, but it is very good. There's a lot of attention to detail. It feels like you can feel like Sakurai like DNA in here.
Yeah.
Down to the menus and the achievement system and all that. Like half the game is the racing mode. There's the regular like third person over the shoulder air ride mode. And then there's like a top down racing where you're like looking down on it and like looking down on the maps and you control it differently. But then there's this city trial mode, which I've heard people who like Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube, they always talk about city trial. And then Sakurai tried to tell me what city trial was during one of his 3-hour-long directs. And I had no idea what city trial was. And playing it, it's just a bunch of nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. It's just like drive around and get stat upgrades and like hit each other. I didn't know what the objective was. And all it is you're like getting stats for your vehicle for 5 minutes. And then you like go play a mini game with the stats you accumulated. And then that's how you get your placement. The game is very silly and like sometimes it feels aimless, but it's also very fun. And you're constantly getting achievements. You're constantly unlocking stuff. It's very pretty. One of the prettiest games I played on the Switch too. They're really cinematic in the races. Like when you do it's a one button game. So you're always moving forward. Then when you press like the B button, it breaks and you basically power slide, you brake, and then you get a drift out of that. when you do that, the camera like zooms in and like turns behind you and it's like changes, like oh, just the cinematography almost is really really neat. Yeah, I'm having a great time with it. I want to keep playing it. I played the story mode and beat it in like 3 hours, 2 3 hours. But now I'm playing like New Game Plus because it's like you want to play New Game Plus for some reason. I don't know. It's very fun. There's like a story in it. It's just like Kirby lore. It's I don't know, but it's fun. I'll up at $70 fun, but I'm not regretting the purchase.
I'm glad that you've played it so that somebody could at least talk about it a little bit. But yeah, so when I was watching your video, because I kind of like just ignored this game. Like it wasn't that I didn't have any interest, but I was just like, I'm not gonna play it when it came out. So I was like, I'll just look into it more later. But when I was watching the video and watching the gameplay, I was like, this actually looks really good. Like I like the speed of it. Like it looks faster than Mario Kart. I don't know if that's accurate, but it looks like I like that.
It does a good job of like making things look fast. Even if you're not moving fast, the things around you, like the effects, it's like whirring by your head. So it feels like you're going fast, even if you're just kind of going at 100 cc around the corner sometimes.
Well, then make me feel fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like a fun game. And there's Sakurai he puts his heart and soul into everything he makes. So like, I know at the core
and his health.
Yeah, that's true.
And his health. Yeah.
At its core, it has to be good. Like maybe not the best racer, but yeah, I think I do want to play it eventually.
It has the Smash announcer for the characters, and when like it'll be like Chef Kawasaki, it's like really cool. Like and like Rick the hamster. It's like stupid, but it's like it's very fun hearing that. Yeah.
Violet.
Waddle Dee.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, one of the characters is literally Rocky. It's like Rocky. It's just a rock. It's like
So happy.
stupid, but it makes me happy.
We gotta find the voice actor, the origin of that voice.
Yeah.
Dan Osen.
Dan Osen. We've come back to Dan. Everything comes back to Dan Osen.
Dan Osen, yeah, that guy.
What?
All right. So the last first party release, unless I forgot something, I don't think I did, but I believe the last one came out today. That would be Metroid Prime 4. So not much we can say about it because I think I'm the only one that's played it so far. But I will say this: I played it for about 3 hours, and I'm in love. Like genuinely, I was like, this is exactly what I want. I have my headphones on. I'm hearing Metroid music. I'm hearing Metroid sound effects. I'm playing Metro. I'm exploring. Like I'm everything that is doing exactly what what I want it to. I got to. There's like the tutorial level that Metroid Prime has. There's a boss fight at the end of that, but then once you get to the main area, I got to the first boss fight there, and it was a very fun boss fight. Like I actually really enjoyed it, and by the time it was done, I was like, I'm in. Like I was already mostly in at that point, but at that point, I'm like, yeah, I'm fully invested. I'm enjoying it. I think it looks beautifully. It runs smoothly. I messed around with the mouse mode a little bit, and where I'm sitting, I don't have like an ideal like setup to try to do it, but it still works very fast. And literally, all you have to do is switch your right Joy-Con to vertical, I guess, and it immediately switches to mouse mode. Like you don't have to go push anything. You can do dual stick or you can do mouse mode, and it's very fluid. So I don't know. So far, I'm in. The annoying quote unquote sidekick, I've gotten to the point where I meet him and he's around. It doesn't bother me, but Navi didn't bother me, so I don't know. Like maybe I'm not the best judge of that. Like I know people hate Navi, and I mean she was kind of annoying sometimes, but I don't know.
People want to be angry. People want to be angry.
Well, yeah. To be fair, I don't think it's been doing, the game itself has been necessarily been doing itself that many favors. I don't know if you guys recently heard about this, about the what the amiibo do in the game currently.
They're basically DLC.
Well, yes and no.
Well, feature unlocks, I guess you could call them.
Yeah.
A feature, we can call it feature unlocks, or we can call it
paywall.
Why is exploration music behind an amiibo in the open world?
You know,
why?
I get it. It should just be part of it, but I will say, I like that it gave me reason to buy the amiibo. So
I
I
guess.
hadn't pre-ordered it. I wasn't gonna pick it up, but once I saw that the exploration music was paywall, but that is 100%. You shouldn't have to pay for a $40 amiibo if
I understand the criticism.
but
But-
to hear that, but yeah,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah. I do wonder. I don't want to white knight too hard for the multi-billion-dollar company. I do wonder how much of the exploration music was an intentional paywall, or is just
Mhm.
them like adding a bonus to an amiibo. But if that was the case, though, if it was just like a bonus, you should just be able to unlock. I think anything with an amiibo, you should be able to unlock in the game.
I agree.
A lot of games have that. Like I think the Silux amiibo, from what I read, it like unlocks like the 100% ending cutscene without having to 100% the game. So
Yep.
like, I think if they want to give me something for buying the amiibo and scanning it, cool. You should still let me in some way unlock that feature in the game. So
Yep.
that does,
For sure.
I agree.
correct.
That's the only thing I had against it, really. It's just like it's wild to me that would be something that's tied to Amiibo, because up to this point, Amiibo have just been like small unlocks, really. Things that we can
You know,
like
though,
in
it is
Oh,
time
that-
that James is given a one up for all the amiibos he's bought. This is his time to shine.
Guys, in the end, Nintendo is a toy company. And you guys haven't talked about how cool the amiibos are. They're so cool.
I was gonna bring that up now.
They're brilliant, man. They're beautiful. Show it again, Zach.
For those listening at home, show it again.
Show it again.
I also have my Donkey Kong right here. It's all looking
the Amiibos look great.
Yeah.
They are.
No,
I
to your point, Gary, it is true. It is. Well, what sucks about it the most is it just added another notch of like kind of negative publicity around the game,
Right.
which I'm so sick of hearing it. Like I'm one.
and it didn't need it.
I
It
think
really
everybody
didn't need
knows
it.
by now. Like I don't jump on the negative or positive bandwagons too often. Like I want to make my own opinions, and especially when it's about something I love. That Metroid is right there with Star Wars and a bunch of other things. Like I don't care what everybody else says. I want to make my own opinion. But I do hate when Nintendo does stuff like this, and they are shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, which they've done with a lot of the marketing for Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
they've dropped a lot of balls on really selling it as well as they could.
Yeah, I feel like every single time I have something exciting to explore in Metroid Prime 4, then there's something that deflates it a little bit. I get excited, then it deflates. I get excited, and it deflates.
It's the
And I feel
negativity
like
of the internet.
right. I get that. I just think it's like, what I am excited for in this game looks amazing just from the previews. I mean, everything about the gameplay, everything about the visuals and the music and atmosphere, spot on. I look at those things and I'm like, that's fantastic. Even some of the stuff up to launch, actually, like the Metroid Prime, was it the art book that released? That thing is like, I don't have it, unfortunately, but it's super cool. Like all these cool things, and then the internet comes around and is like, we're gonna hyper fixate on these super negative points, and I'm like, arguably, why are they there in the first place? But yeah, it's whatever. I'm still hyped. I'm still inflated.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know if I want
Yeah.
to say that.
Don't let
if we want to clip that.
Don't let them kill your joy, man. Don't let her kill your joy. Like
The
again,
internet
yeah,
will do
that's
their best.
that's what sells. That's the algorithm. That's what gets clicks. That's what gets views, and ultimately the money machine going.
At
Is
the end of the day,
negative rage
I have
bait
to
stuff.
at the end of the day, I'll have to play it and see for myself. This is one of those games where I'm like, I can't trust either side of the reviews. I just got to play it and see what I think about it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
reviews
can't
should
wait to
always
play
be the starting point. Don't like I try not to like. I love reviews. I love reading reviews. I love checking out scores. I'm obsessed with OpenCritic. I like to use it as a starting point, have an idea, but like you always gotta make your own opinion. And with this game getting like, it's still like in the 80s. It's still a good, well-reviewed game. But I think this game had it started off on a bad foot. The fact that it's had like 7 or 8 years of people building up in their head what this game will be and what it will look like. And if there's anything that's like not that perfect story. It's just I feel like it's under a microscope.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's exactly what it is. People, because of the buildup, it's gotten more. People are more willing to jump on the negative press, I guess. But
listen, man, reviewers are not. They're not without flaws. They don't have. Some of them do have legitimate agendas, and they're trying to get attention by saying very strong-worded things. Like that's why Metacritic exists, to kind of average them all out. But there's more reviewers than ever. And they're less impressed by things than they ever were. Like it's tough. Reviews are tough, and they got, generally speaking, like Zach said, it's been reviewed very well. It's getting great scores. Not like masterpiece scores, but it's getting good scores. So I wouldn't be concerned about that.
All I know is so far, I'm really enjoying it, and I can't imagine that'll change much as the game goes on. Though I haven't gotten to the open world. I mean, I have a little bit, but I don't have the Viola yet. I haven't gotten to that point yet. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to that too. I'm in.
I'm just angry at you, Chris, for I couldn't go and buy the game because I'm recording this podcast right now. So really, I'm just a little bitter towards you, not towards reviewers or anything.
That's all right. Somehow I will survive.
If they'll see me looking off screen, I've been playing it this whole time.
Oh yeah.
That's why it's so purple on his cam.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Psychic energy.
He's really good at dual tasking. It's impressive.
Yeah. James's head would explode if he tried to dual task like that.
Oh no, there's one or the other. Be checked out.
Excuse
me. Hey Chris, you forgot a game though. I don't know if you meant.
I said I might have forgotten something. So what did I forget?
Yeah, dude, Pokemon Legends DN, right?
Pokemon Legends. I knew I forgot something.
Yeah.
In the back of my mind,
Dude,
I knew I was forgetting something.
It's so good. It's a really good Pokemon game. It really is.
Keep talking. I have to walk away for a second.
I have so many good things to say about this game. It's not the thing I love most about Pokemon, but have you guys played it, Zach or Gary, at all?
Okay. I have not.
It's just a different way to play kind of the same Pokemon, if that makes any sense. Like the action adventure aspects of it. You're still using the same moves in the turn-based Pokemon, and a lot of them have the same abilities and effects. You're just doing them in real time in a frenetic way, which makes it just, it's different and really interesting.
It's different, which is,
Yeah. I think what I like about this game the most, and I wanted to say this in front of Chris, but I feel like it feels the most to me like the Pokemon world you see in the anime, this game. Like the side quests are all worth, not all, but like almost all of them are well rewarded, and they give you good reasons to do sometimes silly fetch quests or do a battle you didn't really want to do because you're rewarded well for it. But also it's written really funny and also kind of weird, and it I feel like all these side quests feel like individual like mini episodes of a Pokemon anime. They really do. Like as someone who's watched a lot of the Pokemon anime, I
thought about it like that, but you're kind of right. I didn't consider that. But it's a good way to put it.
Like it feels, like I feel like the weak point of this game is that Lumiose looks very samey. You don't get a lot of different like visual, I don't know, appeal. I mean, the only way you change your perspective is by getting on rooftops, which it is kind of weird that there's this kind of puzzly like
platforming thing going on.
Yeah, platforming segments of the game, but like I don't know, it's super charming. It feels really lived in, and there's different personalities. The characters are funny, and so I can see why people are a little upset at not having voice acting in this game specifically, because it's a really fun and like, I don't know, just charming game, and the characters are really likable, and the story's not like incredible, but it's interesting and it's weird, and I don't know. I like, for my money, very, very fun Pokemon game and worth your money. That's my take. As Chris hops on right now.
I enjoyed it a lot as well. You did mention my number one complaint, and that is Lumiose does get a little samey towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like, I wish there was more. Like the wild areas are a cool idea. I wish there was more of them. I wish they were a little larger, and I wish they're a little more like the wild areas themselves. Some of them are just like, here's an alleyway, and it's like, okay. But like some of them are really good. But I feel like just in general, running around the city, just kind of that like drab gray city look kind of wore on me towards the end. I wish there was more of the, I'm thinking like Central Park in like New York, like some of the the wild zones, like lots of green, like a little green field in the middle of the city. It's like a cool mixture. And I wish there was a little more of that, just to keep it a little more colored. But
I get it. I haven't played it almost at all. I started it up. I chose Tepig, and then I was like, why did I choose Tepig? I wanted Totodile. I just had I had a moment where I was like, I'm going to choose Tepig instead. I'm going to name him Endeavor because I love My Hero Academia, and I feel like Embor, right, is his last form. I feel like he looks like Endeavor from My Hero. And then I was like, well, I don't want him. So, and then I was like, I'm just going to start over, and I haven't done that because I got distracted. So
one of my favorite things in games this year is I chose Embor as well. If you sneak up on a trainer in a battle and you do like a move, you'll get like a surprise attack like animation, and Embor will just like crank back and do like a full punch, and it'll like slow down and it's like do like really like a wham, and then it'll like the music will kick in. It's really good. And it's really funny because the other Pokemon just like kind of like explodes, which always makes me laugh. But it's a fun game.
It's a fun game, man. I feel like you got to give them credit for trying something. I don't know, maybe evolving the Legends Arceus. I don't know. I like it more than Legends Arceus. I feel like the gameplay loop in this game is addicting, going back and forth between the night battles, which you don't, and none of it's like forced on you either. You can advance the story at night. You can battle it. And I guess if you want to do the Legends ZA tournament stuff, you have to do that, the battle royale at night. But like going back and forth between the story and the side quests, which I told Chris, I feel like the side quests kind of, I don't know. I feel like for me, they were the thing that like made this feel the most Pokemon, Chris, because they felt like mini episodes of the anime. They added all kinds of character and like weird little lore and quips and like background stories of Pokemon and like their relationships with their trainers and like, little Pokemon being like mischievous in town and doing things that upset people and are like, this is really bothering me. It's making my life worse. Fix it, like
added more flavor to it. Like because
it really
usually do that.
They don't. And I was saying that's why I think maybe voice acting could have been really, really big in this game and taking it over the top to some degree. But the other thing I think really, I don't think it's a great competitive game, but I do think it's a really fun game to play with like a competitive mindset. Like if you understand the type chart really well in Pokemon, and you see somebody go, oh, I'm going to use Earthquake. You can, for example, switch in your Aerodactyl, Mega Aerodactyl, or Dragonite or whatever, and you can predict you see the Earthquake coming. You switch it in. The attack does nothing. You're immune to it because you're a flying type. Or you switch you switch in a Florges in on an Outrage from a Dragonite, and you're like, oh, I know that's not going to do anything because I'm immune as a Fairy type. Like, it does give you really cool and clever, rewarding ways to like use your knowledge of the Pokemon universe and like Pokemon battling, even just from the turn-based like world. It's fun. It's really the battling is really fun, I will say, and they added a lot of cool new regional Pokemon and Mega types. So, as a Pokemon fan, I'm very happy with this game. Honestly,
James eating well out here.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I know my nephew, Connor, he really liked it. And every time I talk about playing something else, he's like, what you should be playing is Pokemon Legends EA. And I'm like, I'll get to it eventually. But
yeah, I know you will. It's good. I think Nintendo did it, or Game Freak, give them their props, man. It's not a perfect game, but it's a really fun game. It really is, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard nothing but mostly positive things from the Pokemon, the people I know that love Pokemon. I mean, the internet, I don't care what they have to say, but most of my friends that love Pokemon have seemed to love it. So, okay, so I did want to touch on. We talked about it a little bit. I wanted to touch on Amiibo support because I don't know about you guys, but I for one kind of expected Nintendo to be like move away from Amiibos at some point because obviously during the Wii U it was everywhere. We had Amiibos like crazy, and then it slowed down. We just got them eventually on the Switch. I kept thinking like, I don't know. I kind of thought the Switch 2 might be when it would kind of die off, but I feel like they're supporting Amiibos more than ever, almost. Well, not more than the Wii U era, but like it's ramped up. We got the Street Fighter Amiibos, we got the Tears of the Kingdom Amiibos, we got the Donkey Kong amiibo. We got the Metroid amiibos, the Kirby Air Rider ones. Like those are nuts. Like those amiibos are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they definitely won the whole was it Toys to Life whole thing back in like the mid 2010s. Like they have just survived past there. But I think Nintendo almost views them currently now not just like as a form of like getting DLC to people, but rather like, hey, this is like a part of like our official merch nowadays. Is just making these mini statues, and they definitely know what the price is for those things because those went up too. But
yeah,
they're so cool. I mean, like out of all the stuff, like even back during the whole days where it was like Skylanders and Lego Universe or some amiibos were always really, really cool. This is the biggest, like, not necessarily to quote the Star Wars prequels here, but it was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
Amen.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping they were going to stop as a massive amiibo fan, just for my pocket and the space in my home. But they didn't stop. They've dug down deeper. So here we are. At least they're really detailed and awesome. The new amiibos. That's the facts right there.
Yeah, they're kind of changing the market. They're making them ultra detailed and they're making them larger and more like you mentioned, Gary, like more like a statue, like a collectible or merch. But because of that, price is going up. Like those Kirby ones, they're massive. I haven't bought one yet, but they're giant. And then you can like remove them and put them on the other vehicles, and that's really cool. But they're also $50 a piece. If you buy all 5 of those amiibo for Kirby Air Riders, it's $250.
So crazy.
Just for the 5 amiibo, which is like
it's wild.
Crazy.
It's wild. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
But they look cool, and like I want one, but I can't quite.
And the fact that the characters are removable so that you can swap them between the different vehicles, such a dumb thing, but it's so cool. Like I don't know.
And the King Dedede one, you can like rotate his tires. Like it's like it's a toy. It is a functional, like it's like a action figure basically.
That's cool.
Yeah. They're just being what they always have been, a toy company, you know?
Yeah. Like Gary said, I do think, when it came to the Toys to Life stuff, Nintendo they kind of won it, but more than anything, they had the upper hand by just having familiar characters that people love. But then like action figure statues, whatever, they tend to be expensive. So they made little statues that you could display and also had a use in a lot of games, and they made them somewhat easily accessible. For a long time, they weren't that expensive. When it started, it was only $13 to $15. Of course, like we've said, the prices have gone up, but they still make great display pieces for us nerds.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know. They're lovely and wonderful, and I'm just worried that like by this time next year there's going to be 20 more amiibos, and I'm going to be like I'm still going to be way behind. Like I felt like as a collector of amiibos in a really good spot where I was like I only got 12 or 13 US amiibo releases left before my collection's complete, and now after this year I'm like 30 behind now.
Did you buy any when they were on deep sale? Because there was a lot on sale for Black Friday, and like good sales.
I didn't. No, and like I feel like that's why they're gonna go back on sale because they're still available. Like I'm not super worried about it.
Last words.
I know. I am a little worried about the Street Fighter ones. I think those ones again are probably have less of a print run than some of the more popular ones like the Zelda ones. But yeah, I should have. The last time I bought amiibos actually was in Japan when I got them for around the same price in yen. Would have been $10 or $15. But yeah, I'm as a collector, I'm just concerned that I can't keep up.
Just pray,
not with
James,
that attitude.
James, just pray that there's no brand new Super Smash Brothers that releases within the next year or anything like that. Because then it's over.
I mean, that's the whole thing. We know that Smash Brothers is being worked on. Now, let's be real. We know it's being worked on right now. Come on.
Yeah.
And with that will come amiibos. You know it. It's inevitable.
We also, I'm looking at the list of like they have a amiibo lineup on Nintendo.com. They the Mario Galaxy amiibo they announced. There's two.
Oh
new Mario Galaxy.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Exactly. It's crazy.
About those.
And there's probably like non-Nintendo properties too that are getting amiibos too. The collaborations that happens pretty often, like they did with what did they do that with? They've done it a number of times.
Street Fighter and
Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight.
Monster Hunter got some.
Mhm.
I really hope this.
Resident Evil's
I
getting
really
one.
hope with the
Yeah. I will be getting that one. But see, that one actually has real opportunity to be rare, honestly.
Kind of like the Dark Souls. What's his name? The
Oh,
the
yeah.
sun guy, or the Loot Goblin too. That one's
Yeah.
pretty uncommon.
Yeah, Luke Goblin. Yeah. Those are both pretty rare. You can't get those from except for like third-party sellers. They never got restocks, and they probably never will. You know, there's ones you can bank on getting restocks, like the Zelda ones, but
Dude,
Yeah.
statues and
Just-
figures like related to Resident Evil are expensive. They don't do just like small things. They always do big statues, and they're hundreds,
Mhm.
if not $1,000. So it's like way out of my price range. So if we can get amiibo based off of like the core characters too, I'd love a Chris and a Jill, and a Leon and a Claire. And
have they
Ethan.
have they revealed what the RE amiibo figures are yet? Like the visible?
It's the new chick. Sorry, I can't remember her.
Grace
Grace
Ashcroft.
Ashcroft. Yeah, it's
Mm.
based off of her, which of course she's the face of this game. Whether or not anybody else is in it, they won't say, but that she's the face, so it makes sense that would be who. But it's not even coming out when the game comes out. It's coming out at a later date.
Like the game's also getting, I think, the first Pro Controller variant.
Yeah,
This one's
Yeah,
yeah, I pre-ordered that,
yeah.
looks nice.
and they're doing a collection set in America. It's only coming to Switch too, but it's Resident Evil 7, 8, and 9 in like a slipcover. And it's, if you buy that, it's cheaper. It's $100, I believe. So, or maybe it's $90. I think it's $90. So you're paying full price for Requiem, and then you're getting 7 and 8 for $10 a piece. And it comes in that slipcover. It's pretty cool. I pre-ordered that as
So,
well. As long
is it
as
'cause
well as the deluxe version on PS5.
Is Requiem technically 9
It is.
in the
Yes.
franchise?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably get
So
that.
that's what the Q is. It's the 9.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, I think it's cool that 7 and 8 are coming to Switch 2. Why are they coming out the same day as 9? Why don't they?
It's
why
a
did-
weird
why did they
choice.
choose-
Yeah, because you'd think you'd want people to be able to play them before if they haven't. I mean, they
feels
were
like
on
a
Switch
weird-
1, but they were cloud versions, so nobody played it that way.
Yeah.
Luckily, 7 and 8 combined, even if you go slow, probably would take you less than 20 hours. They're not super long games. But it is weird. It's weird that they're releasing them all on the same day. But they are all game key cards, which is maybe not my favorite thing, but I don't care. I still want it.
Yeah.
Speaking
At
of
least-
game
Oh,
key
sorry.
cards, what does everybody think about the whole game key card fiasco? Hate
Uh,
it, love it, don't care? What are your thoughts?
I don't love it, but I'm still struggling with this one personally because I did buy my first game key card, but I didn't feel great about it. But also, it's like I wanted Octopath Zero. All of the Square games are game key cards. I
It's
wanted the
very
game.
unfortunate.
I wanted to play it on my Switch. Then I was like, okay, if I'm gonna play on my Switch, would I rather get a digital version or this like fake physical version? And ultimately, I decided to get the fake physical version. I didn't feel great about it, but I still did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of there. I don't, as a collector, it obviously long term, it's not great because I mean at some point it means that we might not be able to access that game anymore because of the download. But at the same time, like if it's the only way we can get a game like Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Switch 2, I'd rather have it as a game key card than not have it at all. And I'm stupid
Yeah.
enough that I'm going to buy Final Fantasy VII Remake on Switch 2, and I'm going to buy the game key
I-
card. So
I am
like,
also.
be that
I mean,
it
I
key-
already have it on
Key card
pre-order.
only? Is it game key card only?
yeah, like
FSM.
Zach
Well,
said,
yeah.
Square hasn't done a single game that's not game key card yet,
Even, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
which is too bad.
I'm hoping we're at a point technologically where the fear of like the game key card in like 20 years not working. I hope that like forever and ever, the whatever version of the Nintendo eShop, this Switch 2 will connect to it. Same way my Switch 1 will. I'm hoping it can ping to whatever server exists in how stores work, and I can forever download that game. I don't like. I know with like the Wii Shop, is different than like the 3DS shop, which is different than like the Wii U shop, which is different than the Switch shop. I'm hoping we're now at a point where everything's just going to stick, like the PS4 to PS5 transition. Like that PS4 is going to be able to access that shop. I'm hoping forever.
Mhm.
The same way I hope the Switch will be able to access the eShop, whatever equivalent there is,
Yeah.
forever.
Yep.
But I don't know.
I hope so too. I will say this too about game key cards is like as far as a transition to kind of sort of forcing a digital purchase, at the very least, it's transferable. So you can sell it, you can let a friend
Yes.
borrow it, and they can still access it. Whereas normally, if you just buy a digital game, that's it.
Yeah.
It's on your console, and maybe there are some workarounds, but that's
I think it's like it's the only happy medium that can exist in the modern video game world, where they're appeasing the publishers and other third parties that want to work with them so that they don't have to spend more money to bring games to the Switch, and they're also giving consumers a way to still resell, share, play with other people. Like it's not great for collecting purposes, but it's just 2025, and sooner or later we're not going to have any physical options, probably, the way things are going.
well,
Yeah, I think
you
it's
plugged
better
into
than
the
nothing.
Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all the points have pretty much been said at that point. I mean, we already been through like the compromises that the Switch One had to take for several games. I mean, Chris just mentioned like what happened with Resident Evil. There were several games that went to cloud version just to be able to run on Switch One, and they did not run very well at all. So kind of again, like it's this or we don't have the games at all. So it's a sad ultimatum to be in, but I mean, at the end of the day, it unfortunately makes too much sense. You don't have to like it, but it's just the
Mhm.
situation we're in.
And I think the other thing too is like we are in the minority, right? The people that are upset by this decision, for the most part, like the vast majority of video game players have moved on. They are in the digital universe, and they don't care about physical copies of games. They just don't. Like they don't even. It's surprising to me they don't care about having the ability even to like resell a game key card. It seems like they're like, the convenience of digital matters more to me than the ability to buy this game as a game key card, play through it whether I like it or not, and flip it and get another game. Like
Yeah, that I will always fall back to that exact same thing as like my confusion with people who are digital only. Like I appreciate the convenience of it. Even I fall prey sometimes to being too lazy to want to change a game so that I just play something that I have on my console digitally. But what if you buy a game that is just a flop? You put all your faith in it and you ended up hating it. You really are okay with it just sitting in the backlog forever,
Yeah.
and you paid $60 for it. At least if you bought it physically, you can get something for it. Like you're not at a
Yeah.
total loss. Like I don't know. I just it's very. I obviously have a different mindset. I mean, you look at my room, like physical media. I love physical media. We have a case full of DVDs and VHS and Blu-rays. Like I obviously don't understand it completely, but it's just a little baffling to me. But this episode isn't about physical media, so
mhm.
It's always about physical media, Chris. That's what this whole thing's about.
amen. I agree, Gary. Let's keep going. All right, but we're kind of on the topic, so let's talk third-party support. How do you guys feel that third-party support has been so far on the Switch 2?
I mean, it's as good as you can hope for in 6 short months, when it sounds like a lot of third parties didn't even have access to whatever what are they like the
Dev
prototype
kits.
dev kits. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yep.
Like it sounds
Yep.
like a lot of people didn't have, except for the big boys, didn't have access to dev kits. So like considering that aspect, if it's true, then we have some good ones. We have some. It's getting all the indie support that it ever will get, generally speaking, and I really hope that includes Expedition 33 sooner or later. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think third-party support seemed pretty strong, and it's kind of sad that a lot of that means we're getting games that PlayStation, Xbox, and PC maybe have already had for a long time. But I still like to see it, like the Yakuza games coming over, getting Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Resident Evils, and that's just what comes to my head right now. But it's it seems like people obviously were on board during the Switch. The Switch got a ton of third-party support, and it grew and grew after the the negativity around the Wii U. But it seems like maybe it's getting even better for the Switch 2, which is a positive because that just means more access to different series and different games to more people.
Yeah. Apparently, the Street Fighter 6 port's really good. I didn't buy it, but I heard that's really good on the
It's-
Switch too.
It is as close to like some of the other console ports as you could probably get. This is one of the first games that I like booted up on day one, and being somebody who like started playing a little bit more Street Fighter during 2025, and then like seeing how it looked comparatively, like in handheld, it's just I obviously there's a Steam Deck and everything like that, but just being able to play it in handheld like that is like incredible to me. It feels really good. Like it feels like I don't know what Capcom's cooking up there with like their RE engine and able to put it onto Switch 2 as brilliantly as they have, but it is really good. I did a funny thing when I initially launched it up because the 3DS also launched with a Street Fighter game at the at the same time, and I had both of them like running side by side to just kind of make a comparison. I mean, we've come a long way from like Street Fighter 4 3D being launched on the 3DS to literally having like the same version of the game on a Nintendo handheld console as you would have seen on like Steam or PS4 or PS5. Well, it's on PS5. Any of those like consoles there. It's mind blowing. So yeah, it's a good port. I'll say that.
And another one too, I haven't played it, but everything I've heard, it's a great port, is Cyberpunk. And that seemed like a big deal to me because, like I said, I haven't played the original, I haven't played on Switch, but that seemed like a very intensive game. Like obviously it had a lot of issues on PS4 at launch because of how intensive it was. But the PS5 version apparently ran better. But from what I hear, the Switch 2 port's like near perfect. Like it runs very smoothly. The whole game is on the card, has the DLC. Like I've read a lot of people say it's just as good as the other versions, which that to me is very positive as far as third-party support goes.
Yeah, I bought it. Well, because I wanted to play it a little bit, but also because it was for me taking a moral stand. Like this is a complete on-cart game, and it's a third party, and I hear it's really good. And I bought it, and I haven't played through it all the way, not even very far at all. I'll probably put like 10 hours maybe into it, but I enjoyed what I played, and I can concur with the performance stuff. Like it looks really good, it plays really clean. Like yeah, like I feel like games like that and the ability to handle like Gary said, like like modern generation games in some cases on the Switch 2 is the reason I'm willing to overlook that the battery life is not as good, because to play games like this, that's the cost, right? Is battery life. And that's why I'm not like really hung up on it like I might be, because I can still get some actual, modern experiences, modern being just the most graphically intensive. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting to a point where like we're reaching a plateau, like diminishing returns. Like how much longer? Like in 5 years, I'm sure the Switch 2 will age, games will get a little better, but like I don't think there's going to be a jump super different to where like the Switch 2 is going to be obsolete.
No.
Excuse me.
To that point, I remember it was a little while ago. There was a clip from what was it? Well, I was reading Reggie Fils-Aimé's book earlier this year, but I also saw a clip of like Satoru Iwata when like Nintendo first decided to go to like the Wii. And it's almost like a little bit of a prophecy, right? Where it's like games are going to get better and better to a certain point, and then they're going to plateau. Like there's not much further that they can really go in terms of how they look, really. Right now, it's really just how great can they perform. And even in that sense, some modern games are really struggling to do even that. So it's interesting that we have this point now where it's like Nintendo is catching up, but they're catching up in their own way. Like things are able to play smoothly, and brilliantly to that extent. So I don't think they necessarily need to catch up to whatever the PlayStation 6 or
No.
If Microsoft continues in their whatever their next quote unquote Xbox, if it even exists, is going to be. It's just they're keeping pace, and I think that's going to be like more beneficial in the future. I mean, yeah,
I agree.
it might come down to a point where Nintendo might be the only affordable way to start actually getting into video games. That's what the future is starting to kind of look like. So it's a bit interesting on that portion.
In that same vein too, it gets to a point where it's like, how much better do we want games to get or look? Because if you look at the PS5, which I love my PS5, I play it a lot, but the amount of exclusive games that we've had in the course of 5 years now is pretty small. It's not none, but it's pretty small. But if you compare that to Nintendo's normal output, their output is always high of first-party games. So instead of getting, I mean, if you could compare it to the PS2, PS3, even PS4 era, you would probably get 5 to 10 first-party games a year on average from the PlayStation consoles, Xbox consoles. But now maybe some years a lot more. But now what do we get? Maybe 3 if we're lucky. And that's not to say maybe smaller studios aren't putting out little things, but generally speaking, it feels like it's just a couple. But Nintendo still, even this year, if we take out the games, the Switch 2 upgrade games, we still got just on Switch 2 6 new games.
These are
Exactly.
the physical Switch 2 new games that I have, and there's already 5 in like a 6-month span.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like
I think that's
one a month.
That's the big thing. That to me is more important than any graphical fidelity, anything else. Like we were talking about it last night when I was on chat talking with some of my friends. One of my nephews mentioned the PS6, and he said like I'd get it day one because I have gotten every PlayStation day one since PS3. But I was like, I don't know what they could do that would make me feel like I need to have it day one. I had my PS5 day one, and I did play a few things, but I would just be surprised.
You played Godfall?
Yeah, I was there day one for Godfall.
So was I. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but man, I don't know. The future is kind of bleak sometimes when I think of other consoles. Just like game development in general, just it's gotten so expensive. But to the other end of that spectrum, we have good examples of things like Clair Obscur, a small team, much smaller budget. They made what seems to be a big budget looking game. So it hits all of those same things, but they did it a lot cheaper.
But Nintendo can run that game. I'm convinced that game can run on a Switch too. If not now, eventually.
Yeah.
I feel very convinced of that. And Nintendo, like you said, Nintendo is not beholden to graphical standards of other consoles. They don't have to be because they don't design their games that way, right? They lean more into art and artsy graphical design like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and they can make incredible experiences that way at a much more frequent clip. And at the same time, the Switch 2 as it is right now is still a step closer to modern gaming than a much bigger step closer to modern gaming than the Switch 1 was to at modern gaming when it came out. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense at all.
Yep, totally agree. You're right.
So like, yeah, we're getting quality and we're getting quantity. And Nintendo's in a spot where they can greenlight a game like Kirby Air Riders, and it's completely unnecessary game, but it reminds me of the GameCube, PS2, 360 era, where we're getting all these games all the time that were, a lot of them were really bad, but like they were at the same time, it was just fun to have all these games and have options.
They took a chance, and they weren't laying off half of their staff every other week.
No,
things were different. Yeah. It's what it is. Nintendo, that's what makes Nintendo though, and we can always have our complaints. We can complain about game key cards and $80 prices, but the reason why we all bought a Switch 2 at launch was because we know we're going to get first party games. We know that Nintendo will support it. Well, we hope. Mm-hmm. The Wii U maybe gave us some doubts, but generally speaking, they'll support it.
Yeah.
So to kind of like conclude the topic, I guess, a little bit, what are your guys' thoughts on how the future for the Switch 2 looks? We're only 6 months in now, but we know some stuff coming out. Like, how are you guys feeling? Like, what are you looking forward to? What do you want to see?
This is a really
I'd say-
interesting. Sorry,
go
again.
Go ahead.
This is a really interesting question because I feel like we still don't know Nintendo's full lineup for 2026. We only know like maybe like 3 or 4 games that they've announced. Like probably the biggest one, on at least in my radar, is Fortune's Weave, Fire Emblem's next big game.
I
But
wish you said Fortune Street too, but you didn't say that. Dang it.
Fortune,
James almost
Fire
got
Emblem
excited.
Fortune Street.
that's a Square Enix game. You gotta knock on their door.
I gotta appeal to Square. Dang it.
Yeah. No, it's like obviously I'm one of the Final Fantasy VII remake talkers on this podcast, so yes, I'm of course excited for that coming up here in January. But like, we really don't know what else Nintendo is really cooking for 2026. 2026 also marks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the 40th anniversary of Zelda, right? Right?
Yeah,
Am I right? Or am I wrong?
If Mario is
Sounds
this
right.
year, that means Zelda's next year. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
So obviously, I don't think we're getting a big new Zelda. If anything, we might get it. This is the snowball's chance in like hell if this ever happens. We might get a tease at the next big Zelda game, but I highly doubt that. I want Twilight Princess on this thing. I want to play Twilight Princess on this thing, dude. I really do. Just give me that. If I can get those 3 games, Fortune's Weave, a Twilight Princess like released through like the NSO or something like that, and then Final Fantasy VII, I'm good.
Mhm.
In all honesty, but that's just me.
Yeah, so they have a Fire Emblem Tamagotchi Life,
Tamagotchi Life, yeah.
Tamagotchi Life, and then there's a Rhythm Heaven. They kind of announced and didn't talk about for several months. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Fire Emblem. I've mentioned on the last time I was on this episode, Three Houses is actually my favorite game ever. So Fortune's Weave being involved with that has me very excited. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess with Bonanza coming out, I don't think a 3D Mario would be next year. I imagine that might be a couple years away. I do think the Zelda's probably like the next Zelda, like the next big 3D game is probably a couple years away, or a few years away, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm excited. I hope they keep throwing in weird stuff like Air Riders to
Yeah.
surprise us.
They will. I feel confident in that. I feel like the outlook for the Switch 2 is really good, right? Like, we already know that it's the fastest selling console of all time. And like, we already knew that at the end of September, it already sold like almost 11 million consoles, and that's before Legends ZA dropped and before they dropped the price $50 on Black Friday. Like, I'm sure the figures in a couple months are going to be staggering to see what it's done. And there's no shortage of consoles. And dude, Gen 10 of Pokemon comes out next year, and that's going to be, by all accounts, according to the leaks, a Switch 2 exclusive. So they're gonna sell bonkers amounts of consoles next year, just from Pokemon. Just
Virtual
from
Boy NSO is coming out. That's going to sell tens of consoles.
Dude, I can't wait to get my hands on the Virtual Boy NSO. Like, I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
I
I've
gotta get that.
had the tab open that says not like it's like coming soon. I've just had the tab open. I'll refresh every once in a while. Like, come
I know.
on.
I want
like,
that stupid headset.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll play Jack Bros.
dude, I know
Jack
that,
Bros for not $2,000.
I know it's the whole. It's the main reason why I'm like, I hear Jack Bros is great, and I would love to own it, but I'm not going to because it's so stinking expensive. So this is how I'm gonna play it. I look forward to it. The first Shin Megami World game to come to the U.S. was Jack Bros, and it was exclusive to the Virtual Boy. But you guys forgot
Incredible.
Pokopia.
Oh,
The-
yeah.
the biggest
Mm.
first party, the biggest Pokemon game coming out next
Hey,
year.
man. It could
I'm
be.
sorry, did you just sneeze? What?
That game got some bad press because that is the first. I know Pokemon Company is like, it's, I guess you want to call it, it's still first. It's kind of first party, but they're like kind of in their own like silo.
Mhm.
That's good. Pokopia is going to be the first game key card first party game, quote unquote,
I saw that.
which rub people the wrong way.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's just Pokemon Company doing things their own way because they're not necessarily, fully owned by Nintendo or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm hoping all the Nintendo games keep coming out full on card.
absolutely
but-
hope so.
We shall see.
I think
It's just
the big
kinda
ones will.
weird. It's like, why does it? It doesn't even look like a game that needs it, right? I think that's the thing that rubs me the wrong way. All these games that really don't need it.
Pokemon Company's struggling financially, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You go to a store and just look at all those Pokemon cards sitting there sad. Nobody wants them.
yeah.
Man,
Um,
painful.
like's been brought up. Like I'm excited that first off, I'm looking forward to playing Final Fantasy VII Remake again. I've talked about it before, but having the chance to see it at PAX, like that game, it runs beautifully. There's no reason for this not to be the version
Oh.
you play, and I'm excited for people that haven't played it yet because they didn't have a PlayStation or a PC to finally be able to play it. I'm excited for that. I'm actually very looking forward to the Switch 2 update for Animal Crossing because I thought Animal Crossing was dead. You know, I thought they were done with it. They said they were done with it. And looks like a substantial update, along with the fact that they're adding access to NES games again, which, you know, I think it's an NSO thing, but I still think that's cool. That has me excited. And
Oh,
the potential for like what GameCube games will get on the NSO, it's been kind of slow so far. But GameCube NSO is really cool, and I love the controller. It's just a wireless GameCube controller. It feels exactly like it should. I've actually played Mario Kart more with that controller than I did with the Joy-Cons, and it plays perfect. It plays like Mario Kart. But
Interesting.
if I can get Phantasy Star Online on Switch
Ooh.
Online,
Oh man.
Ooh, man.
I will be a happy boy, and I
Oh,
hope
man.
that people will play with me.
They sell a
'cause-
controller with a keyboard. They
Oh,
sell a
yes.
keyboard
Oh, dude,
controller
I'd buy it.
for NSO.
because I've never been able to have it
man.
in America.
I would take a week off of work just to play Fantasy Star Online with everyone.
this
Oh.
was literally a mirror to the discussion we had like 6 months ago when we were talking about what they could add, right? So
I would
Yeah.
be just as happy now as I was 6 months ago. I am, yeah, I think there's a lot to look forward to. I will say, admittedly, I've probably played my Switch 2 the least out of this group. I've been very distracted with other things, but I've still enjoyed my time with it. It's still, I think it's a great console, and I do look forward to what Nintendo continues to put out. And I think the future is bright for it. Like, I really do. I'm happy with the third-party support that we've seen and what we continue to see positively around it.
We wanted a better Switch 1, and we got kind of a really better Switch 1, you know? Like that's what the Switch 2 is. Like it's great. It's a beautiful, sleek, sexy console that plays all the Nintendo games we love. Battery life's a little but the games on it are really not so it's great, dude.
Yeah, no, I agree. Any final thoughts on this before I move to the podcast question on Discord? Closing comments?
we all forgot about Welcome Tour.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh,
How could we
and
forget?
Dragon
Yeah.
Drive, right?
Oh yeah, Zach played Dragon Drive.
He did.
Yeah, I played Welcome Tour and Dragon's Drive. I might be the only person on the planet that has 100%ed both of those games.
Uh,
But,
I'm proud to
Maybe.
know you. I'm proud to know you.
This is why I
No,
wanted him
well-
on the episode. I was like, we're doing a Switch 2 episode. I have to get Zach on here. So when it moved from Thanksgiving, I was happy because I'm like, this means he might be more available than Thanksgiving.
Welcome Tour has one specific mini game where the max difficulty crown, like you get like little little crowns or check boxes. I can't remember what they are, but there's one of them out of like the 100 something there are where you are moving your Joy-Con on the table, feeling vibrations, and there is literally one pixel on your 4K monitor that has the max score, and you have to hit that pixel. If you don't hit that pixel, you don't get the max score.
Oh, geez.
I sat there. I put 12 hours into Welcome Tour. 4 of them were me with my head on my desk like this, like trying to get the best. Like I was just guessing at one point, and I nailed it, and I lost my mind. I got so happy.
Dude, that if
Dang.
only you were live streaming that would have been great.
No, it wouldn't have been because I got so mad so many times. I was like sitting here angry. It's like the Switch just launched. I'm not even playing like Mario Kart. I'm with my head on my desk screaming at this stupid not pack-in game. It was not a great decision, but it's it's fun enough despite the fact it wasn't packed in and it cost money.
Yeah. No, I've everybody that I've heard talk about it said kind of the same thing. Like, it was an enjoyable time. It should have been free, but it was still fun.
Should have been free 100%.
It's no Nintendo Land. And by the way, Nintendo, bring Nintendo Land to Switch 2, please. I think you could do it, honestly.
Or at least bring a new Nintendo Land and just bring some of those games with it.
Yes.
The
Yes.
Animal Crossing one, man, that game was so fun. The candy gathering game.
Oh, dude, the Luigi's Mansion minigame. Oh, that's a good time
Oh,
as well.
that's
And
good
Mario Run was good too. Mario Run was good.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get to the Discord question. So on Discord, I basically just kind of like asked people to share their experiences with the Switch 2 so far, like how if they had any trouble getting one, games that they've liked playing, games they're looking forward to, yada yada. Just talk about the Switch 2. And got a handful of responses. So we'll start with Jer Bear. He said, for me, I was able to get 4 or 5 systems, thus becoming a non-profit retailer for some of our members here. I really enjoyed Donkey Kong Bonanza. The punch digging was addictive, and I'm tempering my expectations for Metroid Prime 4 to be good, not prime great, but still enjoyable. Also very curious what the next Mario game will be. Also, I'm curious about the mouse control since I haven't used it yet. Also, why don't you call me anymore? Okay, Jer. I don't call anybody. Yeah, Jarrett was the man for helping people get Switch 2s though in the Discord. He picked up extras and was just like, not looking to make a profit, just helping people get a Switch 2.
It's cool.
I'm also very curious about the next Mario game. I love Odyssey, and I love Mario 64, and I really enjoyed Sunshine, and I really enjoyed Galaxy. I'm excited for the next 3D Mario. All right, now Rocket Teller Suit said he did not grab one yet, but definitely wants to grab one in 2026 to play Hades 2 and Tears of the Kingdom. Nintendo was committed to holding the price during the Switch 1 life cycle, so he doesn't see the Switch 2 dropping in price either. I mean, yeah, we did have that sale. That was kind of random, but otherwise, I don't see any permanent price drops anytime soon. Maybe just got to get lucky with a random kind of, I don't know, price drop sale type thing. Okay.
There was that kind of like surprise price drop on the Pokemon Center website, you remember, where basically the Pokemon bundle, the game was free, so the bundle was like, it was insanely, it was even cheaper than the $50 knockoff right now. It was basically discounted Switch 2 plus free Pokemon Legends EA. Like, and it was on sale for probably a couple hours.
They were doing like 15% off everything on their site, right? So it just ended up being a great deal to get a Switch 2.
Yeah. Sold out really fast.
All right. Vomnik said, I was able to purchase a Mario Kart bundle day one with no pre-order at Best Buy in Tacoma. Was underwhelmed with Mario Kart World. New mechanics still haven't completely clicked with me, and I'm not particularly excited to get good as of right now. I also bought Cyberpunk and beat the game playing dock mode. That port is amazing. It sold me completely on Switch 2's capabilities, and paired with the Pro Controller for the Switch 2, I was playing every single day since I got it. The past month, I've switched entirely to handheld and have been loving it so far. I thought the weight of the system, Kill the Switch, also adding weight, would be more annoying than it actually is, but I managed to not care so much while currently playing Hades 2. I love this system, love that my backlog can be played on this for the most part, and I'm super excited for more Nintendo exclusives down the line. Also, get me back on the pod, please. You never call. So I didn't read any of these comments, so I did not know that.
There's a lot of people asking for you to call them.
Yeah,
it seems like you have a lot of missed calls on your phone there.
It's becoming obvious that I stay hidden when I'm not on the podcast. Nobody sees me.
It's the loneliness epidemic. They're lonely without you, Chris.
Okay, that's probably not it, but I'll do better, guys. I'll do better, I swear. CG Jaden said our online pre-order was going to come in 4 days after release, so we just went to Target the morning of. No pre-order. I was hoping for more from Mario Kart, but it's about what I expected. Breath of the Wild is amazing at 60 frames per second. Tony Hawk 3+4 is a great port of a great remaster, and DK Bonanza is fantastic so far. I'm so glad. Excuse me. I'm so glad Nintendo games just look so good and run so smooth now. Also, Chris calls me all the time. We went shopping the other day. I don't call Jaden, but I do message him, and we did go shopping the other day.
And see, now no one believes you, Chris. You're just missing out on calling people.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a liar. All right. And Alex Extravaganza said I wasn't able to secure a pre-order myself, but thanks to a certain nonprofit organization, I was able to get one on release day. One of the many benefactors from Jarrett. I still marvel at how slick it looks, and the new Joy-Cons are great. I feel like the ergonomics aren't the best due to the size and weight, but thankfully the grip I got makes up for shortcomings. Game-wise, being able to play Pokemon Violet the way it was originally envisioned seems like a miracle. That's true. We didn't even talk about that, but
Dude,
Scarlet and Violet
Yeah.
actually look like video games
Dude.
that should be played by people compared to on the Switch. I'm super excited to try Metroid Prime 4 in the 120 hertz mode to see if I can tell the difference, and I'm also interested in what games will really push the system. Hopefully, Nintendo will be able to figure out how to use ray tracing in an effective and unique way. And then Vomnik said, "But does Chris call you?" No, I don't call him. And then there's more people talking about how I don't call them. Okay,
Like I
guys,
said.
I'm sorry. I guess I'll call you all more. Didn't realize you all missed me so much.
Oh,
Um,
man. Chris
I really-
Perry exposed.
we should have spent a minute talking about how it transformed games that were before terrible into just Pokemon Violet and Scarlet and Violet were a train wreck visually and performance wise. Like fundamentally very fun and well designed games, but they looked so bad at times, especially in the lake of lag, as some people call it.
Yeah.
But that was literally the first thing I popped in because I wanted to see how it changed. And there was an update that was provided, but man, like it changed everything. The game looks so good now comparatively. And I legitimately think that if that version of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out originally, I think it would have had like an 87 or something on Metacritic. Like it would have been a very highly rated game. I really, truly believe that. But instead it was like in the 70s or something, like, because understandably so, it looks like trash, but really fundamentally fun game that was made so much better by the Switch 2. And that's probably the best example of it, but like a lot of other games' performance and lots of things were made better by the Switch 2, just like a visual makeover, just by putting them in a different console. And that's really cool.
Yeah. No, it is. It's nice. It is nice to see things like that. Like, I don't think anybody expected Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to change that much when they popped it into their console. Like, that was huge. And I'm sure there's plenty of other examples. I don't know. I haven't followed it, but that was the obvious one.
Yeah.
And
I
both.
think like Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom, both of those frame rates smoothed out a bunch. They weren't as stuttery.
That's good because Echoes of Wisdom had a weird amount of lag for not the most intensive game. But yeah, overall, Switch 2, muy bueno. Good 6 months in. We'll see how we sit in a year. But I have faith in Nintendo to release games. Maybe they won't appeal to everybody. We can't say that, but I know they'll release games. I know they'll sell well, and I know a lot of people will like them. And that's always what I can always look forward to. And the third-party support has me happy for the Nintendo-only people that they can finally get access to more stuff that they wouldn't have access to before. And myself, too. I like the option to play some of the stuff on the go. So, Final Fantasy VII Remake in handheld, totally happy to try it, or to play it. That's how I'm going to play the whole thing. It's my dedication to myself, my promise.
Dude, and also I should mention this too. I feel like it accommodates a different kind of lifestyle the Switch does, like the Switch 2 especially now. But like, it feels like I'm never at home anymore because of work and other obligations in my life. I'm always in Olympia or I'm always in Seattle, and like wherever I am, I can take my Switch. And nowadays that means I can have a lot of really good video game experiences on the go, and that didn't used to be the case. You used to have to. It wasn't settling getting the great Game Boy Advance games and DS games and 3DS games, but like, they were different kinds of games that had to make concessions, and the Switch 2 doesn't have to make those concessions anymore, really. So like, it accommodates a lifestyle that no other console really can. Like maybe the Steam Deck to some degree, but it's the most portable. And
Steam Deck has to be online though, doesn't it?
So, I don't know.
I don't know that. That was an assumption that. Just made an ass out of myself.
I just think it's great, and for me personally, it's like the perfect console. So I love it.
Yeah, I completely understand that. I think it's very nice for those that are on the go. People that ride the train every day to work, people that take the bus, people that have lunches at work where they can sit and play for 30, 45 minutes. it's nice to have those options. So, all right, guys, any closing thoughts? Anything else you want to say?
All of what y'all just said. I love the Switch too. It's awesome.
Perfect. I appreciate you guys all joining me for this. I feel like it made the discussion much better. Gary, you're working on some YouTube content, right? You want to shout that out real quick? You feel like you'll have that video ready?
I don't
soon?
have it ready yet, but there is some videos that I have been working on. One video I currently have in the works is currently being edited right now, so it will probably be out, I'm hoping, before the middle of December. So I mean, I have a YouTube channel called Legendary. If you want to check that out and see what I used to do almost 5 years ago, you can go ahead and see that, and see all my embarrassing stuff there. But anyway, that's as much as I can really say about that. There might be some other projects later this year, but yeah, excited to try and weave a few videos here and there into the year. I'm not trying to be super professional or anything, but just doing what I enjoy.
Yep. No, I'm looking forward to watching it. I know when you told me that, I was like, that's awesome. I'm happy to know somebody else who's doing YouTube videos. And on that same note, Zach, you want to shout out your YouTube and your podcast?
Sure. Yeah. So my YouTube channel is Daily Beating, Dailey Beating. And then podcast every 2 weeks. I'm on Craig's channel, Craig's Game Room, Generations Behind. We say we talk about retro games. We kind of just talk about whatever, and then sprinkle in some retro topics about 2 hours into the podcast.
You guys go on some tangents that have me dead. I'll never forget the mayonnaise, where you guys were ranking mayonnaise as flavors. It's pretty great.
Sometimes I have a bad habit on podcasts where I'll just kind of forget I'm on a podcast. I'm just like talking to my friends, and then I'm like, "Oh, this is all being recorded, and my face is on the screen."
People will hear this.
Yeah, but yeah, I appreciate you having me on. This was a blast.
Yeah,
I'll come on anytime you ask me to.
I appreciate you coming on. I know, like I said, like certain people are just very much so part of certain topics. And when I thought of the Switch, when we knew we were going to talk about the Switch 2, like I know you love Nintendo, just like I know James loves Nintendo. Like you had to be on here. It made sense. So I appreciate you making the time to join. I know it's later over there too, so gotta get you off so you can go to bed.
No, I'm gonna play Metroid after this.
I hear you.
See, now you deprived him of sleep too, Chris.
God, I'm terrible.
I made a pot of coffee before this episode. I've been drinking coffee this whole episode, so I'm good.
He forgot when he picked up his Metroid Prime copy. It's Metroid Prime 4 Beyond Insomnia.
Yeah. It's much better.
Honestly, if I could pick up Prime 4 right now somewhere, like a 24-hour Walmart, I probably would and start playing it too. But I'm not sure I want to do that. But I could. Maybe I could.
Where's your dedication? This is sad.
I don't know.
This is pathetic.
I'm off tomorrow though, and I will be priming it up tomorrow. That's all I can say.
Oh boy.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully I will do better about putting out podcasts regularly. I also looked at my Instagram today and was like, wow, I've posted 3 times this year. And Jasmine was like, that's pathetic. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty bad at this whole hosting a podcast and being a social media person. So gotta do better. 2026 resolution, do better. All right, guys. But thanks again. Thank you everybody for listening. And remember to always press X to continue.